Let's get the cover off of this beast. Oh, come on. You're going to fight back like that? No, don't go up. Go out. There we go. I was going to do the same stupid thing, huh? All right. All right. Let me get this out of here. These things work really good for what they're meant for. Oh, getting too old for this shit. There we go. How was that? Oh. All right. Step one, get her uncovered. Hey, Munchie. What's happening? Oh, it's ready. I just got to, yeah, she's ready to go. I just got to clean out all the mess. All right. Yeah, no, it's here too. She is classic. So, but she's parked under this tree and I didn't have the cover on for a long time. So I got to deal with all that shit. Plus all the trash and extra bullshit that's in here from, working on it and sitting on it, sitting here and all that. So we're going to get her ready to go. So you hit 1 million views. That's badass. That's bad freaking ass. All right. So minus the leaves, the flooring on the stern looks pretty damn good, I would say, for a guy that's never done it before. These right here, these two blue ones, those are my live wells. So I figured it'd be kind of nice to get them to stand out. But and then we lost the cover for the bimini top. So as you can see, I had it tied up with a rope right now. But I have a new cover in there, ready to go to put it on. I just got to clean this damn thing out. I'm gonna have to come in. There's a couple little spots where the glue and the flooring material didn't really stick perfectly, so I'll come in and put a little dab of glue in there and make it solid. But I think it looks pretty good for somebody that's never done this shit before. It came out all right. Now I just got to do the interior. I bought this from a guy in Arizona, so it was sitting in the desert with no cover, no nothing on it for the longest damn time. So I knew I'd have to put money into it, but slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Yeah, it doesn't look bad for sitting. I mean, it's just a lot of it's like all my trash from doing the floor, all the paper from the sticky back, all the old bottles of water. And, I got the seat here this is the one up on the bow, like the fishing seat on the bow. I just got to clean it out. All the bullshit obviously that's the buffer and, the buffer solution and stuff, but the back's all right for what it is. I got this little corner right over here that I got to glue down right there, but that's no big deal. I'll just dab a little bit of glue in there and it'll stick. For the most part, like this one right here needs a little bit of glue on this little edge. But for the most part, you know, for a guy that's never done this, used this material before, it turned out all right. So I think one of the first things I need to do is, yeah, right. Well, we got nothing growing out here to grow into it. But for a guy that's never done this shit before, it looks all right. So and then I'm gonna figure out how to get the Starlink mounted up in here too. I think I got it figured out. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad for sitting here. You know what? I'm gonna start one of these because let's see. I never. I've been doing these little goal things that YouTube puts up, but you know, sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't. But let's see what happens. All right. Hey, Cindy just went live, so there goes like 99% of my viewers. All right. I don't even know where to start with this stupid thing. I guess I should start with the bow and work my way back, huh? Because that'd be the most logical thing. Start in one spot and work your way to the other. So what I need to do is drag the trash can over here. How's the audio, guys? Is the audio any good or is the audio kind of shit? I had to switch microphones because the little receiver for my good ones broke. And I got a hold of the company, the manufacturer, and they're going to send me new ones, but who knows how long that takes. So I'm using my old one. Audio's fine. Okay, good. A little choppy, but no wind noise. Yeah, that's why I got rid of these mics originally. It's because they were kind of shitty, but they work. They're a good backup. And we do got some wind going, so I'm glad it's blocking out the wind noise. Here's one of my. Oh, this would have been my main line. One of my part of my donkey rig. This fluke's dead, but I'll keep it so I can cut the hook and the swivel off of there. And then what I need to find is my battery charger. And put the charger on and make sure that both batteries are holding connection. Hey, live outdoors, welcome in. We're just kind of hanging out today. Figured I got the flooring done on the boat so damn long ago, and I haven't finished cleaning up the mess left over from it. So I figured might as well do that today. It's actually nice. It's overcast out here today, so it's not hot. No, we already did the flooring. Well, most of it. I did the bow and the stern. I haven't done the cabin area yet, but it's fishable now. So the install itself was not bad at all. It was pretty much, you know, copy and paste. Cut everything to size, wrap it, stick it. Not a big deal. Like putting on stickers. It was the prep work that was a pain in the butt. All my deck lids are metal, and I had carpet originally. So to get the carpet and the glue and all that out and get it to where I could actually make the material stick was a freaking chore. It took me using my normal, just regular little palm sander. It took me like a day to sand down one deck lid. And then I decided I went to Harbor Freight and bought the flap wheels, the little flap wheel grinder thing, the sanders for the grinder. And I was able to take that one day's work and chop it down to like 20 minutes of freaking deck lid. But this is the flooring I used. And it's just sticky back, just lick and stick. So you peel the sticker off the back and slide it in and you're good to go. But I noticed that like because I got all this flooring for free, so I can't complain. But some of the sticky back was way stickier than other parts. So I had issues with getting all of it to stick. So hey, San Diego shit. You're at the boat launch ready to film a cruise leave. What are you downtown? Or are you at like one of the shelter island or something? I haven't been downtown in so long. Shelter. Oh, you're at shelter. Okay. Nice. Nice. I was actually it's been a little bit since I've been down to shelter, but um, I've been fishing off the little piers right there at the ramp at the boat launch, catching some monster freaking rays and some leopard sharks and stuff right there. Yeah, the rubber stuff on the main deck, but yeah, the stuff that's feeling. Are you talking about like the tough? What's it called? Tough coat or whatever? The paint on stuff. What's leaving out of Shelter Island? I know that H&M Landing, C4 or not C4, H&M, Point Loma, and Fisherman's Landing all leave going past Shelter, but they come out of the basin over there by um, what's it called? The freaking restaurant right there, Valley High, and then right down by where you're at, down at the end of the peninsula there, where the Harbor Patrol is. That's where that stupid boat from the San Diego Yacht Club ripped my freaking rod into the water. I mean, they were cool about it. They replaced it, but only because I got it on camera. So, and they knew that dude driving their little rib was in violation of quite a few maritime laws there. He was hauling ass through a no wake zone, creating a huge wake, and he was way within the illegal distance from the shore, especially with people fishing along the rocks there. It's supposed to be 100 feet off the shore with people fishing, and he came in hot at like 25 feet off. So, what boat? What boat's leaving? All right. God, I made a mess up here. I need to keep some of these little scraps, but I don't think they're worth. None of these are worth it. None of these are worth keeping. They're all too small. It's like I'm going to do, if I'm going to do patches, I'm just going to take the whole thing off and do a whole section rather than try to piece it in and make everything match. All right, where'd everybody go? Everybody bailed out. Did I freeze up or something? Or did my chat freeze or what? Man, YouTube's got to fix their chat so that whoever's doing the live stream sees all instead of the top messages. That kind of bothers me. So this piece may be worth keeping. I doubt it, but it's the only good sized piece I have left. All right, guys, we got like happy birthday. All right. I don't know why I have all my saltwater irons on the freaking freshwater boat, but believe it or not, that's a topwater bait for saltwater. And this right here is probably my favorite topwater saltwater bait. Well, this is a suspending bait, but it's like a jerk bait for saltwater. This thing's like $40 for this thing right here, but it slays the tuna. Absolutely slays them. I've caught more tuna on that than any other freaking lure that I got for saltwater. I love these things too. These mega baits, super heavy iron, but damn, they're freaking reliable. And then these, the Shimano butterfly jigs, the flat irons. These are great for like dropping vertical jigging. These things slay it on the tuna. I don't even know why I got those in there in this boat, but whatever, they're in there. I'll put them away tonight when I go in the garage. All right, bow's almost clean. Need to get the blower and blow all the leaves and stuff off. I got a little bit of glue in there. I'm going to glue a couple of these little spots down that are where the glue didn't stick so well on the flooring, but you know, that can come later. When this thing broke down on me, I haven't had this boat out in the water since the freaking incident with the rope and the prop and all that, but I wasn't able to get it like all the way to the freaking where it's supposed to be on the trailer. So I actually need to go just dunk it in the lake and pull it up 6 inches because it's not sitting 100% where it should on the trailer, and I'm not comfortable with the way it's sitting. You're all done hunting? I got what 11, 10 days left. 10 days left in the season. We end on New Year's Eve out here, and I'll be 100% tomorrow. I'll be out, and then tomorrow and Monday I'll be out in the deer woods, and then let's see. Tuesday, Wednesday, Mrs. SoCal's off, so I don't know what we're doing Tuesday and Wednesday. Probably nothing Tuesday. Um, Wednesday, I know we got to do a bunch of stuff. But then Thursday's Christmas, and I will 1,000,000% be hunting on Christmas Day. Um, Absolutely, without a doubt, I'll be out Christmas Day. Hey, stay fishy. What's happening? Man, where'd everybody go? I know Cindy's live. I don't know who else is live, so. You got food baskets today? Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. All right, I need to jump in and start cleaning out the actual freaking cabin of this thing. That's going to be a pain in the ass. I got so much stuff in there. Between all the leaves I got to get out, all the trash from the flooring. I still got to do the flooring in the cabin. I haven't done that yet, but I'm not too worried about that right now. I got time, and I know that's going to be a pain in the butt, but it's all fiberglass in there, so it's not going to be as bad as the deck lids and stuff were. Because basically my whole bow is all freaking deck boxes, so they're all storage. So those lids were a pain in the butt to do. The stern was bad because that one big deck lid was just, it was a pain in the butt to get it on and off, and to get it sanded down and prepped for the flooring. All right. Oh, you're at work? Oh, that sucks, working on the weekends. But then again, I guess, got to do what you got to do. Mrs. SoCal works freaking every weekend from now to eternity, so. No deer yet. No deer yet. We'll be out again tomorrow. I've been sick for the last like 10 days. So I went out last Thursday and I was sick when I went out. And I knew it was a dumb idea to go out when I was sick, especially being as cold as it was. It was like it never got over 42 degrees out there in the deer woods. And going out there sick, just, like I predicted, made me sicker. So by not wanting to sit home and rest for a couple days, it ended up costing me a week. But I'll be out in the morning and um, I'll be out Monday, and I'm guaranteed I'll be out on Christmas Day as well because Mrs. SoCal works Christmas. So I'll be out in the deer woods on Christmas. Charity, welcome in. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I mean, I got till New Year's Eve. That's not long. The season's like a week away from being done. As of today, if you count today, I got 11 days left of the deer season. So I need to get out there and get a deer in a hurry. But where am I at? I'm standing in my freaking driveway working on the boat. All right, let me jump up here and get working on the interior stuff because it's going to be a lot. Actually, I want to find my battery charger real quick and hook that up and make sure that the batteries are good. Make sure they're holding charge. Where did I put them? Where did I put that thing? I thought I left it in the boat, but maybe not. I was almost positive I left it out here. Did I leave it in the compartment? No. Where'd I leave it? I was positive the battery charger was on the boat, but I guess not. I guess I didn't leave it out here, which means where the hell did I put it? I have the extension cord running out here still, but I don't know where I put the charger. All right, I guess I'll deal with that in a little while. For now, I'll jump in here and start cleaning this damn thing out. All right. Let's move this over where I can see it. I swore the charger was in here. I swore I left it in here. Oh, all right. Nice. I haven't done any parlays or anything since that stupid Florida State incident. Fuck Florida State. All right, let me flip this around. There we go. Whoa. Phone's sort of sliding out of the charger. All right. I got my cleaner in here already. Got a bunch of empty water bottles. My bait bag. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see what a mess this is or not. Total freaking mess in here. Total mess in here. My reel box and the reel that the place replaced when they dragged it into the water. Let's see if it even turns over. Yeah, so the battery's holding the charge. I didn't prime the fuel or anything, so it won't start, but it's turning over just fine. So that means that that battery's holding, which is good, really good. It's my backup battery that I had an issue with, whether it was holding or not. So, all right. Here's my box of top water stuff. Damn it. I've been looking for these. I've been looking for all these for a while. They're in the boat. All right. This little deal right here. These things are awesome. It's hard to see them, I know, but these go up under the cover and kind of pitch the cover up so that when it rains, there's no sag spots in the cover that let the rain pool in the cover itself, which is kind of nice because I don't like having to come out here every couple hours when it's raining and drain the freaking rain out of the boat cover. I actually want to get one more of those little stands for the bow. Because I got one that I put up in the stern. I guess once I put the seats back in on the stern and the bow, I'll be okay with those. All right, guys, shameless plug. Walmart, if you're listening, Clear American Water, sponsor me. Sponsor me. 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 caffeine, 0 sodium. And whatever it says on the label is exactly what it tastes like. There is no second guessing what the flavor is. All right. I got lures and all kinds of shit just like hanging from the freaking dash over here. I'm going to throw away all these old water bottles that are in here because it's been, since late September, early October, since I've been out in the boat. Hey, Northern, welcome in. We're cleaning out the boat, getting her ready. Getting her ready to go. My little bait net that broke on me right here. But it's all good. I'll just go buy a bait net. That one worked for what it needed to work for, but that was about it. It helped my dad get baits out of the live well. So, man, where is everybody? We only got 5 people hanging out. We had a whole bunch last night, and we were just sitting in the backyard shooting shit, doing nothing. All right. I probably shouldn't have these hanging right by the steering wheel when I'm driving around in the boat, huh? Probably not the best idea. There's my shirt that I was looking for. I love these shirts, you guys. Just a regular old t-shirt, but it's they're the SPF material, so they're super lightweight for when you're out fishing, but they keep the sun off you. Here's my other dash mount. Okay. Yeah, they'll show up. I'm not too worried about it. I got to do this regardless, so I figured I might as well turn on the live and see what happens. I might actually reset the live here in a few minutes, just cause. I need to figure out too where I'm going to mount the Starlink on this thing. I was thinking possibly up here on the windshield, I could probably just lay it in the dash up here and it'd be fine. Because when I'm driving, I'm not using the windshield. I'm like, I'd have to be like scrunched down like this to be in the windshield. I'm up over the windshield, so it wouldn't affect my vision. Um, so I could probably just lay the. Actually, that's exactly what I can do. Oh, perfect. With my cup holder would help too. I can put the battery or the power bank down under the helm here, and hey, Gia, you asked Rod where he. So Rod's is on the bow. Rod's is on the bow of his boat. His bow is a lot different than my bow. He doesn't fish off the bow, so I really can't mount mine on the bow of my boat because I fish off the bow of my boat. It'd be in the way. I'd end up stepping on it and breaking it. So it's not worth me putting it up there. Um, I'll probably just put it right here in the windshield. That way, it's out of the way. It's protected from water or spray or whatever. So got my little. I kind of like these dock ropes. So you clip one side to the boat or the dock. I just usually clip this to the thing on the boat, and then the other side just has a little handle on it. But what I'll do is I'll loop the handle through the dock cleat, and then it just tightens up. So yeah, I'm not worried about finding a good spot for it. I can honestly slide it right here onto the helm, and it'll be fine. It'll be protected. It'll be at a good angle. It's not going to slide around anywhere because I got the mount for it, the suction cup mounts. So all I got to do is just suction cup it to the windshield right here, and it'll be fine. It'll be completely fine. All right, these are a great little idea. These are supposed to like wrap around. If you got your rod rigged up, you're supposed to be able to wrap these around your lure and kind of protect them from the hooks. Protect the hooks from everything else. I don't like them. Great concept, shitty execution. I'm not a fan. Oh, these are still good, so those will stay there. Okay. Hey, look, I just found a trash bag. Perfect. Yeah, so much damn trash on this boat. Oh, you have the Starlink in the box still? Hey, real. Um, which one do you have? Do you have the big one or do you have the mini? The mini is awesome because you can take it wherever you want to go. You don't have to have a permanent mount for it. So, what's this? Oh, this is my sunglass cases. Yeah, like mine, my Starlink. Um, right now it's in the backpack. And I'll actually be using that. I haven't decided where I'm going to hunt tomorrow, but either tomorrow or Monday will be a live stream from the Starlink. What I do is I just throw it in my hunting pack with the battery pack that I have for it, and hike it out with me into the deer woods and set it up. So I mean, they offered $5. What do you mean? I use Starlink for home. Okay, so you're familiar with how it works. I like the fact that the mini is portable. I really like that fact about it. All right. This is a good one. That one's kind of good. I might as well put the This one's broken up though. Latch for my deck box right here in the middle. Oh, that's aluminum. Okay, cool. So that one, when I go to do that, when I go to do the deck box there, that one I already know it's aluminum, so it's going to be a bitch. So check this out, guys. This is what I'm going to do here when I'm done. Well, once the flooring's all done. Was a rental. Oh, that sucks. Hey, Rio coming in with the clutch. So I did all my shit's up on the bow right now, but you can kind of see the color transition. I did the black and white camo on the steps, so it stands out from everything else. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition that down into this deck lid as well, because this deck lid has all my life jackets and the oars and all that. So, and then up under there is where I keep my anchor. So if need be and shit happens, I can just tell somebody, hey, it's in the black and white lid. Look under the black and white deck box. Like if I fall off the boat or something. But I mean, I doubt I'll fall off the boat. But you never know. Stupid shit happens, right? Stupid shit like that happens every day to people. So to be my luck, I'd be out there fishing. I'd be up standing up on the bow, and some jackwagon comes hauling ass by, creating a giant wake and knocks me off the boat. But that's just how my luck goes. Yeah, stupid shit always happens when you least expect it to happen, too. Always happens when you don't expect it to happen. Yeah, I saw that, Norman. I said Rio was coming in hot with the clutch. Yeah, exactly. Murphy's Law. I'd like to kick Murphy right in his freaking Murphy. Speaking of getting kicked in the Murphy, did you guys see freaking Jake Paul got his ass absolutely freaking beat last night? He finally fought somebody that wasn't like 30 years into retirement and got his jaw broken. I thought that was awesome. I didn't watch the fight. I just watched like the highlights. But he got his ass freaking beat. Yeah, it's broken in 2 spots. That's what he gets, man. That's exactly what he gets. He wanted to fight somebody that, wasn't retired. I'm surprised that the Mike Tyson fight went the way it did. But, I think Tyson, if you watched the Tyson fight with Jake Paul, it was obvious that Tyson held back. Like, Tyson knew if he hit him, he'd probably kill him. Then I saw a thing this morning saying that, Jake Paul's retiring. And I'm like, yeah, figures. You fought one person that wasn't retired. And, hey, Rio coming in hot with the 10. The most pathetic shit you've ever seen as a boxer do. Yeah, dude. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole fight. I just watched like the highlight reels this morning. But Jake Paul fucked around and found out. And everybody kept saying it's only a matter of time until he fights somebody that, like, he wanted to fight Canelo. Dude, Canelo would have fucking knocked him into freaking retardation. Jake Paul would have came out of that fight with Canelo with the IQ level of a carrot. Yeah, I saw that. He kept freaking, it's like he kept trying to freaking. There's a couple pictures that came out where Jake Paul was on his knees that were just like, you got to give props to whoever took that picture, man, because they were hilarious. The angle was hilarious. You watched the whole thing? I didn't watch any of it. I mean, like I said, I just watched the highlights. But It was on what, Netflix? So that means I would have had to turn on my TV and find the remote and all that bullshit and remember my Netflix password. So I figured that it'd be all over the freaking everywhere today, and I was right. It was everywhere. It was everywhere. Oh, the freaking one that put him down for the count. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I'm surprised he actually lasted as long as he did. I think freaking what's his name, Joshua. I think he kind of went. You know, he knew he knew that if he would have went into it like he was actually going into an actual title fight, he would have killed Jake Paul. And I think Jake Paul probably knew that too going in. But then, I guess they released the X-rays and all that today too, and it shows his jaw's broken like right here and right here. So he got freaking whooped, which I'm glad because he came out hot talking shit to like everybody. The guy's like, "Oh, I'll beat up Canelo and I'll beat up freaking." Like, dude, he would have tried to fight freaking Joe Frazier if Joe Frazier was still able to get in the ring. Like, come on, he fought like all these people that have been retired forever, and he won on points. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And then who was it that kicked the shit out of him? I wanted to say it was Tai Tuivasa, but that's MMA. Yeah. Oh, they're obviously all paid to hold back. They're obviously all paid to hold back. Um, what's his name? Who did he fight that beat him? Can't remember the dude's name now. Tyson, was it Tyson Fury? I think it was Tyson Fury. Kicked his ass. But if Tyson Fury would have went full Tyson Fury on him, Jake Paul would have been dead. If Mike Tyson would have went Mike Tyson on him, because if you watch the Tyson fight, like the first couple rounds, especially the first round, Tyson fucking rocked him a few times in the first round. And I think Tyson, being the fact that, Mike is Mike, took the sympathy loss, really, honestly. I think that's what happened with the Tyson fight. I think Tyson took sympathy and was like, all right, I'm not going to knock him out, but we'll just let it go to the judges. And, Tyson being what? Almost, he's coming up on 60. Like, come on, man. Come on. That's like saying that you're going to go find, like, freaking Don Coryell and have him freaking step back into the Super Bowl and expect that he's going to win. Oh, Tyson 20 years ago, he would have killed more than his career. He probably would have killed Jake Paul. He probably would have given him brain damage. I mean, think about it. The professional boxers train and condition their bodies to take the punch from, Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson and, Leonard Spinks and all the Evander and Canelo and, all the big freaking boxers. They train for that. They're getting hit in the head 300 times a day in training. Their brain pan is wired for it and, you know, used to it. It's built for it. Tyson in his heyday, 20 years ago, even 20 years ago, Tyson would have freaking killed him. Killed him. Look what he did to Michael Spinks. It was like what, 13 seconds? 13-second fight or something. But I was glad to see Jake Paul finally get what was coming. You can't talk that much shit and not have somebody close your mouth for you like he got. And he definitely got his mouth closed for like a couple of months. His mouth would be wired shut, which is hilarious. Dude wanted to fight somebody that was actually not retired, and guess what? He got his freaking face broken. Hell, back in my day, back in my prime time, I would have fought Jake Paul. It wouldn't have been a fair fight because I would not have fought him in a boxing match. It would have been an MMA because, you know, I grew up doing that shit. And, like, I never wanted to be a UFC fighter or any of that, but I love the discipline of it. And I love, even to this day, knowing that, you know, if I'm out somewhere, you know, say we're out Christmas shopping or whatever, and somebody fucking comes up and wants to talk shit, they don't. Hey, is Wicked here? Wicked, what's happening? Welcome in. We're just kind of hanging out, talking shit, cleaning the boat. Shameless plug. Clear American Water. If you're listening, sponsor me. 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 caffeine, and 0 sodium per serving. And it tastes like you're eating a blue raspberry. Whoops, overshot the dumpster or the trash can by 2 feet there. Man, I really need to like do something about this tree because all these freaking leaves, man. I got my little blower that's got the little leaf vacuum thing on it that like shreds them up. But I don't want to vacuum it up because there's little stuff like this all over the floor right now. I think what I'll do is I'll get everything that I can see and then vacuum it all out. And I can use those leaves and stuff in the composter. Vodka's clear and calorie free as well. Yeah. Can't really drink a vodka at work though. I mean, I guess you could, depending on where you work. Well, air horn's empty. I need to get more of these stupid things. These are like $15 for this little thing. I mean, look at that. It's tiny. It's, you know, look at how big that thing is. It's like $15 for that thing. But there's so many missing hooks in the boat. Actually, there's really not. The majority of the hooks that are on the, you know, scattered around the boat are from my dad. But I think most of them will be over on that side, on the passenger side. But there's really not that many. Those are one thing that I try to like pick up as I drop them, you know. And usually it's like I'll be sitting here tying up and I'll drop one and I'll find it and use it, you know. There's so many freaking leaves. Yeah, they're $15 for that little tiny horn. And they last like 20 seconds. Like if you were to just press it and hold it, you got like 20 seconds max. But this boat doesn't come with a horn built into it. And by law, you got to have a whistle or a horn on the boat. Yeah, these things don't last for nothing now. That day that I was out and the boat broke on me because I sucked that rope into the prop, there was a guy fishing a few hundred yards from me. And I was blowing the air horn at him, trying to get his attention to, because all I wanted from that dude was for him to go in and notify the lake patrol that I was broken down in the lake. And he freaking gave me the finger and drove away. So if I ever see him again on the water, I'm gonna have some words with dude. Yeah, that's the old Johnson 132 stroke. Believe it or not, on this boat, it's not that fast. This thing tops out at like 40 with that motor on there. And it's getting really hard to find parts for that thing. My water impeller needs to be replaced. It's getting kind of slow on the pee hole there on the motor, and I'm having trouble finding them. I talked to a boat shop out here. There's only a couple of shops out here that'll actually work on the old two strokes, and the one place that I took it to, um, I took it in originally because the carbs needed to be cleaned, rebuilt, and adjusted because it's twin carb, and they were out of sync. But I knew for a fact the way it was acting, um, one of the float bolts was messed up. I've been around two-stroke motors since I was this big. I started riding dirt bikes when I was like 2.5 years old, and I've always been a two-stroke lover. So I knew all the symptoms, and from what the boat was doing, like I'd put it into gear. I'd be fishing somewhere. I'd come off anchor, fire up the motor, put it into gear, give it some throttle, and it would go and then bog, and then go and bog and go and bog, and then all of a sudden it would just take off like a freaking rabid ape. Well, I knew that was a float bowl issue. My theory was that there was probably a broken float bowl that was getting fuel inside of the float bowl and it wasn't floating like it should. So I take it to the repair shop, and they, instead of doing the carburetors like I told them I wanted, that's why I brought it in. They did the whole power pack and all that, which is like the distributor basically for your, you for a boat. I got it back on the water, and the exact same thing. Freaking, it would surge and bog, and the RPMs would go from like I'd be cruising at like 2,000 RPMs, and it would whale up to like 6 grand, and I wouldn't pick up any speed. So I knew that something was wrong. So I took it back to them again, and they charged me again to do the carbs, which is what I brought it in there for the first time. So then I've had the boat in there twice. Um, Twice they said they fixed the issue. I get the boat out of the shop the second time, go drop it in the lake, same freaking thing. Same thing. It's doing the exact same thing. So I called them up from the lake, and I'm like, hey, you guys, I'm stuck. Boat broke down. I just pulled it out of your shop yesterday, and it's doing the exact same thing. And the guy admits to me, the service manager admitted to me on the phone that, yeah, we don't really know how to work on those motors. So I made him refund all my freaking money. I paid them for the parts that they put in, the power pack, and the carb rebuild kit. Now they did rebuild the carbs, but they didn't adjust them properly. So they refunded me all of the labor and some of the parts. So I ended up getting like $1,100 back out of the freaking 1,400 that I paid them, which is not bad. Then I came home, grabbed the freaking um, grabbed some tools out of the garage, came out here and freaking adjusted the carbs. Now they run just freaking fine. They're probably gummed up a little bit from sitting for the last couple months, but I'll put some carb cleaner through them, spray some carb cleaner in them, and let it sit for a little bit, and fire it up, and go burn all that shit out of there. So I had a hard time not getting arrested in that situation. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good thing I called them and it didn't go down to their place. But hey, Back Mountain, welcome in. So it is what it is. But deer season ends on the 31st. So after deer season's over, it's gonna be time to hit the lakes pretty hard. Um, Pretty hard. Wait, that's the what motor are you talking about? The Evinrude, or I know you're talking about that Power Stroke a little while ago. So what I think I want to do with this boat, I'm going to finish the flooring in it. Um, I'm going to detail the living shit out of it. And I think I might actually want to throw this thing up on the freaking, throw a for sale sign on it. The 91 Avenue. Yeah, okay. But I was talking to another boat shop. Um, and the guy was like, dude, I can do a full repower on that thing for you for 11 grand. And he wanted to drop a 90 horse Yamaha, 90 horse Yamaha, full repower, full rewire, the whole 9 yards, 11 grand out the door. But I'm not going to spend, if I'm going to spend 11 grand on the boat, I'm putting 11 grand down on a freaking, 30-foot ocean boat, you know, sell this thing for a couple grand, put that into the freaking new boat fund, and, have, you know, 15 grand to put down on a freaking ocean worthy boat rather than a boat that, I can go out on the lakes with this thing, but I'm not taking this out in the ocean. And being that I live right next to the ocean, and that's what my true fishing passion is anyway, I want to be able to go out and chase tuna and yellowtail and halibut and dorado and all that shit. I can't do that in this. I can go fish the bay, 110%. I can go fish the bay, but at the same point, like, if I'm going to fish the bay, I might as well just go off the channel into the ocean. If this boat was a deeper V and I had more freeboard on it, absolutely, I'd be all over out in the kelp beds and all that. I'd take it out to the kelp, but I wouldn't take it out to like the tuna grounds. But hey, Anthony, welcome in. Yeah, 30 grand for some. So like, I was looking at the when I was in the boat shop looking at, well, I was getting something for the boat. Um, I forget what I was picking up, but I was looking at the price. They got their display motors over there, and like the what the fuck do you want, bro? You gonna fucking slow down and sit here and Hawkeye me and then take off with your Arizona plate, motherfucker? This ain't the neighborhood, and I'm not the one, bro. Keep on keeping on. Anyway, they had the 250 Merc sitting there, and I was asking the guy about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, they're on sale right now for 45. 45 grand for a freaking motor." What truck was that? Was that the Power Stroke you're talking about? I actually want to replace my truck. Well, I should have replaced my truck already. The 03 Ford 60. Yeah, that was a bulletproof motor too. I need to replace my truck. She's got like 230,000 miles on her now, but she's an 02, so that's not bad for that year. But I don't drive it a lot. Well, I do lately because we're not driving the Jeep. And if we didn't have to support the old people for the last few years, I would already be driving my Sierra. That's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at. Is like I want to cage it. Once I buy a new truck, I kind of want to cage it, um, and do a full blown freaking desert truck out of it. I don't want it to be street legal in any way, shape, or form by the time I'm done. I've thought about I've thought about going two routes with it, right? Where I live, I don't have to do the bullshit California smog stuff. So I could technically put a freaking giant motor in that truck. And, if I do the motor, I got to do a tranny to handle it. But, oh no, if I'm going, I wouldn't even go 351. I would go like, we're talking like big, like 632. Something that, not street legal. Um, but I wanted to turn it into a freaking go in a straight line in a really, really, really fast freaking way, or go the opposite route with it and turn it into a full blown desert truck, just short of a trophy truck. But either way, I'll keep the F-150 when I buy a new truck, and I'll do something with it. I'll do something with it. Whether I lower it so it sits 4 inches off the ground and goes, 140 miles an hour on the eighth mile, or put better suspension on it and a motor and a roll cage, and go out there and hit Glamis with it. Northern, you going out ice fishing? Nice. I don't know, man. The ice thing to me just seems crazy, you guys. It just seems freaking crazy. Where'd I put my little reach pole thing? There's even leaves in this freaking middle bin. Oh, I threw the pole up where I can't reach it. Damn it. Oh, come on. There we go. Got it. All right. This thing's great. Little extendable pole for reaching shit. I actually grabbed these things. They're just little extendable freaking poles, right? But I grabbed it for a specific lake. It's really hard to anchor up in this one lake because 99% of the time you're going to lose your anchor. So what I used it for was like to keep me off the rocks when we were drifting. I don't know about trying the ice fishing, man. It just sounds to me like my fat ass would fall through the ice. Like, I know that the odds are I won't, but this is me we're talking about. I could fall out of the boat and drown right here in the driveway. I'm like losing motivation to do all this because of the leaves and shit. And these stupid little balls that come off the tree, these things like end up disintegrating and coming apart. And well, this one's too hard to actually peel apart. But look at that. Like when they come apart, there's just like this fluffy little seed pods that they're like dandelions or whatever. They're the ones that you can the ones that you blow on and they freaking float away. Hey, welcome back, Charity. 12 inches of ice. I don't know, man. I needed a couple of feet to make me feel comfortable. And then again, like, I'm a California boy, so that cold, you know, that frozen cold ice just doesn't sound fun to me. It sounds cold. Yeah, so far in cleaning all this out, I've only found 2 hooks on the ground, which isn't bad. That is not bad. I need to. I thought I had my battery charger on the back seat here. I guess not. Maybe I put it in the garage. I don't know. Hey, that's what we're doing. We're getting the boat ready to go. Deer season is about over, so we'll be fishing soon. We will definitely be fishing soon. I think Mrs. SoCal works New Year's Day, so New Year's Day I might go take the boat out. And now that we got Starlink, hey, Real coming in hot with the freaking 5. Yeah, I'd like to. Oh, 1 minute. 1 minute. I've never tried. Well, I've tried the goal a couple times, but never hit it. I did the gift goal thing one day, and where was I? I was out in the deer woods, and dog tags came in here freaking on a freight train. Just like every time I set the goal, he'd like right when I said it, he'd come in here and just rail the little gift things. Got to the point where I was like, dude, quit. Hey, real coming in hot again with it too. Have you guys seen that kid? Speaking of the super chats, his name is like, um, yeah. I think you were there too. I think you were there, real. I think it was real and dog tags were just freaking slamming that thing. Anyway, there's a kid. I think his channel is like ZB Cole or something. Um, his entire channel is based on all he does is when he goes live, he's got like a piece of like construction paper, and he just starts writing people's names down um, that subscribe to the channel, and he's got his camera pointed at the live subscriber count thing on the YouTube studio. And what he'll do is be like, oh, Northern, thank you for subscribing. Real, thank you for subscribing, as he's writing your name on the paper, right? Um, and then if somebody does the super chat, the kid freaking like demands you do more, which just pisses me off. He'd be like, okay, so let's see, Real just hit the $2 blue super chat, right? So we'd be like, okay, Real, thank you for the blue too. Now, if Real does a red 500, I'll write your name on my fish finder in red. And it's just like, bro, don't be a fucking douchebag like that. I thought that was the greediest, most fucking tasteless shit I've ever seen. But then at the same point, people were fucking killing the kid with fucking super chats. I want you to make $5,000 in less than an hour. Yeah, the kids with the fucking rubber bands on the freaking watermelon. Oh, for every $5 super chat, we're gonna put 2 more rubber bands on the watermelon. The sad part is these dumbasses, it's mostly kids who I think like stole their parents' credit card, will do that. They'll freaking, but that one kid, man, like you do a freaking super chat and then he freaking like, hey, now do double that. And then you double it. And people would actually double it. And he'd call you out again, like, oh, now you did the freaking $50. Now if you do $100, I'll write your name on the fish finder in freaking red. But then you see like the next freaking live that the kid does, he's got a brand new sheet of paper and he's gone in there. He uses a dry erase marker on the keyboard thing that he uses. So he goes in there, wipes it all off, and starts over. Oh, the fucking ping pong ball thing bugs the shit out of me too. That one bugs the living shit out of me. That can be turned into a short, but they do 3 and 5 hour lives. All right. So I've got. I don't think this shit's worth keeping. I need to keep one little piece of it though, just because the flooring. Got it cleaned off the bow, and now I'm just throwing all the shit up on the bow. But you missed fish whistle time, dude. You're late. No, you're not late. You're only a minute late. It's still it's only 4:21 out here. All right. I'm throwing all this stuff up on the bow that's got to actually be taken in the house. I've been out here for like an hour and 10 minutes and I haven't really accomplished shit. I mean, I guess I have. I still got to come out here and like figure out um, figure out how I'm going to get the rest of the leaves out of here. I guess I got to use the blower and blow them all into like a corner, and then just use the mulcher that's built into the blower and suck them all out, like vacuum them all out. This is some true redneck goodness. Damn fucking right. Damn straight. All right, let's start a new goal. Let's see. Let's try this one. Oh, come on. Why won't it let me do this? Goal ended. Okay, so start another one. Start that one. Okay. Why won't it save it? Save. Oh, maybe I gotta. Oh, that's why I gotta do it all. Okay. I gotta do all the whole thing. Okay. Whoops. Really? Oh, there we go. Okay. No, it won't. There we go. What's up, William? Your living room's on your neighbor's roof? What the hell does that mean? Did I miss something? All right. Let me start going through all that. That all needs to stay out there because I'm going to buff the boat. Might as well throw the buffer on it. Hey, Salad Boy strikes again. What do you do now? Right? What do you do now? Dude, if that was a drinking game, we'd be hammered on a regular basis. Do I like catfish? Yeah, I fish catfish. I'm more of a bass and tuna fisherman, but I catfish. I don't eat them, but I like catching them. Just because of your name, you're gone, dude. It's fucking disrespectful. I don't usually kick people out of my channel, but when I see freaking disrespectful ass names like that, you're gone. Hey, Sam, welcome in. Your buddy's got a great bass pond. I grew up on a property with a killer bass pond. Killer bass pond. We had like a 5 pound average in that pond. It's sad. I go by that property now and the pond's drained and empty and just completely screwed up. The new owners just absolutely destroyed that property. Absolutely destroyed it. Bass. I've eaten one bass in my entire life and I'll never eat fish again because of that. It tasted like swamp mud. Tasted like absolute freaking mud. It was gross. All right. I think we're gonna need to move over to the other side and clear out the other stuff over there. I heard walleye is good. Oh, it's not on the trailer like it should be. It moves while I'm moving around. Okay. So this has got to move back here. I gotta get all these leaves out of here. 400 million leaves. With my rabbit ears sitting there. This deck lid didn't. Oh, this one might fit this. I could probably grind that out a little bit and make that one fit. Another freaking water bottle. There's my. Which one was that? Oh, that was my Savage. Freaking plier holders. $100 million leaves. I need to just go get the freaking leaf vacuum thing and get all of those out of here. What's this? What the hell is this from? What in the hell? I don't know what the hell this is from. God damn, more water bottles. I'll tell you what, I'll never get dehydrated on this boat. Is that? No. That's the cord for that. That's that piece of trim right there. Hey, a little compass. A little dime-sized compass. I don't know where that came from. Oh, buffer pad. Look at this. Like, the more I freaking dig under the seats and stuff, there's another freaking water bottle. Holy shit. Fucking boat would sink if I unloaded, if all those came unopened. All right. God damn. I should not have left this under the tree with the cover off. I got a bid to redo the upholstery on this thing. $4,000. That's more than I paid for the freaking boat. All right. These leaves are just never ending. All right, I think until I get the vacuum, that's all I'm going to get out. So now I got to jump to the other side. Actually, I want to use that latch, but it just ain't going to work. I might be able to make it work. I got to cut the hole for the latch figure in the deck box. All right. No, that's not a transom strap. The transom strap's on the transom. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It might have been a strap off of a bag or something. But, I mean, it's got like, what the fuck is it? It's got a plastic hook on one end, okay, and then 2 loops with clips in the loops. I don't know what the hell this would have been for. Unless it's... No, I don't know. I have no idea. I'll throw it in the pile of stuff going in the garage. It's definitely not for a baby stroller. Definitely not. I don't know. It might have been something that I grabbed for some reason for something else and threw it in here. Holy sheep shit. My whole freaking live well under here is freaking... So I got another live well under this seat right here folds up, right? And there's another live well underneath it. And that thing is just full of freaking leaves. I'm kind of contemplating on taking this back middle seat out all the way. Because I don't ever have anybody in it. You know, I only fished 2 people on this boat, 3 max. Hey, Real coming in hot with a thumbs up. Yeah, we could go out tomorrow if we wanted to, but tomorrow I'm going to go hunt deer. So, damn, Real's coming in hot with the hundreds and the thumbs ups. You can hide fish in it. Yeah, you could, but technically, damn, Real coming in hot, hot, hot. Hey, we hit the goal. Would be my luck to Fish and Game would come check me and, you know, they'd find the hidden fish under there. So, shit, where'd everybody go? We got 2 people left watching. Everybody bailed out. Let's see. I'm going to start playing with all these things now. I mean, I figure why not, right? YouTube throws them out there. I might as well start playing with all of them. I put up one of their stupid, they do the stupid little, like, you know, poll thing, like start a poll. I did one of those last night. It was actually the first one that I'd seen that they pop up that was actually worth putting up. For the most part, like, they're all stupid shit. All right. I don't know if I want to put that back seat in or not. The fishing seat. I don't know. Um, I have the seat for the back. This one right here. It's an actual, like, seat. It's got a backrest on it and all that. The other one's just like a little, like, shop seat for the bow. It's just a butt pad, not really a back. And typically when I'm out on the boat, I got my dad with me. So I give him this seat because it's got a backrest on it and it's a little bigger and harder for him to fall out of it. And I fish the bow and just use that one. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put them both back in. It's just a matter of do I want to do it right now. You know, it's all about whether I want to do it now or not. Miss your pops? Yeah, I can understand that. I really don't. Um, we we supported him for too long. Well, shit, right when we bought the house, we weren't even all the way unpacked, and we had to move my dad in, and we already had my mother-in-law. We'd had her for a couple of years before we moved and bought this house. And funny enough, the only reason we bought this house out of all the other houses we were looking at buying was because the yard was flat and she had trouble walking. So we figured, a nice flat yard, she'd be able to get out, walk around. She can get out to the street, walk up and down the street, whatever. Um, but she never did. She never, ever, ever did. So, but they cost us so much fucking money over the last few years, like a ridiculous amount. So they actually, by having them, it set us back like 3.5, 4 years on Miss SoCal retiring, so we can get the hell out of this state. But it is what it is. They're not here anymore. I mean, they're here, but they're not here. You know, they don't live here anymore. Hey, welcome in, Jeff. Um, her mom moved back to Arizona, and my dad moved closer to my sister, which is actually right down the street from the home lake. So her mom moved out first, and the first month that her mom was gone, our electric bill went down by like almost $200. And then after my dad left, we were able to get rid of the freaking TV service because the only one that ever watched TV was him. Like, I don't even know where the remotes are for my TV. Like, I never watch TV. Um, but we were able to get rid of that bill. Our freaking grocery bill went from like almost $2,500 a month to like 600. Getting rid of those two, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. But I'll tell you what, guys. Remember this. Remember this. Keep this in the back of your mind. When it comes time that you guys take care of your parents, raising your parents is 10 times harder than raising kids. I remember you saying you had to go pick up your buddy's dog. That sucks. Now, and the sad thing is, like, the only reason that we had her mom and my dad was because they both had health issues, and no one would step up except for us to help take care of them. So it was all on us. You took your mother out of retirement? What do you mean? You put her to work or what? All right, let me get over here and do this side. What's this? Oh, there's a dead fluke. Ouch. These things, you guys, this little box of connectors right here, I'll show you guys one of them. These things are so badass. We got like little electrical stuff you got to do. Let me show you guys these things. So, say you got to like put two wires together, right? Instead of using like a wire nut or um, whatever, slide the wires into this and this little middle section right here. Heat it up. You could use a lighter, a freaking heat gun, the wife's hair dryer, whatever. And this shrink wraps the wires together, and then this little deal in the middle. I don't know if you can see down the center of it or not, but no. This little part right here in the middle is actually solder. So you'll melt it and it'll solder the wires together. I love these things. Absolutely love them. Because otherwise, you're like, trying to get the wires to stay together and freaking, you can solder them and all that shit. But those, you just like slide it in, twist the ends together, slide it up to the middle, heat shrink it, and you're golden. they stay. I freaking love those things. They're such a freaking, so freaking nice to use when you got to do little shit like that. You're not going to use it on like, 12 gauge freaking Romex or anything, but like the boat wiring and shit on the boat, they work perfect. Works absolutely perfect. All right. What's this? Another tackle box full of random ass shit. Oh, this is my dad's shit. Okay. Jesus Christ. You guys think it got hot out here or what? Melted his freaking bobbers. What's he got in here? He's got a bunch of like Thomas Bouillants and freaking spinners and all kinds of. He's got like a whole freaking box of like unopened freaking trout spinners and shit in here. Some little hooks. Some little Mep spinners. Shit. Okay. An old school freaking scale. Thing's probably older than me. The old school de-hooker. This is like mostly trout shit in here. Okay. Oh, beautiful. The freaking latch came off. Right? That's collectible. That thing's badass. I'm telling you, it's probably older than I am. He probably bought that some bitch in like 1960. Oh, right on. You're going to go freaking fry up some fish. Badass. Enjoy. Damn, I need to, I'll have to come out with a grinder or something or hole saw this out for this latch. Why is it not going all the way down, though? What's the deal there? Ah, I see. Gotta be smarter than the latch. Okay. So you gotta twist the lock. That actually won't even reach the fucking thing to lock, but it's all good. If I can zip that hole out a little bit, make it a little bit bigger, I can use that latch. Problem I have is like these holes are more oval than round for the box lids, so it's a bitch to find anything that fits them. I did find one place that makes them, but they were like $40 a latch, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of them. I'm not paying $40 each for 9 different latches. That's just ridiculous. All right, here's the this is the fishing seat for our trolls. We install it this way for the trolls. Check that out. 10 millimeter. That's going back into the garage. This is, oh, this is a bag for my freaking dock ropes. Love these dock ropes. Love them. They work out really well. Hey, Dog Tags is here. Troll's got a new seat. Exactly. Exactly. If you do it right, you can fit 4 of them on one seat. Oh, I've been looking for these. Little swim baits. All right. There is, what's that from? I don't know. What's this? 3/8. I need to get in here and like detail all of this in here. Although the first step is to actually clean it out. Right, if you stack them right, you can stack a whole bunch of trolls on that seat post. All right. Get on there. Get on there. There we go. All right. Man, we're almost there. Almost there. We can, oh, there's a popper and some power bait that's hard as a rock. What's this? Oh, the fish limits for Home Lake. So the limits, fishing limits. Bass is 5, 12-inch or bigger. Trout is 5, no limit on the size. Channel cat, 5, no limit on the size. Oh, channel and blue. Okay. No limit on the size. 5 combined catfish. Red-eared sunfish, bluegill, crappie, and carp. There is no size limit and no, it says no limit, but state limit is 25 panfish. All right. And what was this? This is my, oh, a empty bag of flukes. We're getting it cleaned out. Getting ready to, I got to clean everything out so I can go fish. I haven't been out since the rope and the prop incident. So it was sitting here under the tree while I was doing flooring and all that. And got full of leaves. And I still got all the trash from when I did the flooring. And it's just a mess in here. So I'm just cleaning out the mess. Getting it ready to go. Deer season's almost over. So it's almost time to get back on the lake. So these things, I don't know why I keep them, but so many freaking leaves in here. I mean, I guess that's what I get for parking under the tree with without the cover on it. More dead flukes. I'll have to get in here. What I'll do is I'll grab all the leaves out that I can, grab out by hand. And then I'll come in here with my little leaf vacuum thing and vacuum out the rest. But I need to get, I want to make sure there's no hooks or weights or any of that anywhere before I come vacuum it out, because last thing I want to do is suck up a hook or a weight into the freaking the leaf vacuum thing. God, there's more shit. Screwdriver right there. For the most part, she's almost ready to go. I mean, I could go out and fish right now as is. You know, it's just a matter of I want it clean. If I drop a hook or a weight or whatever, I don't want to be searching through a bunch of leaves to find it. There's a zip tie. All right. All right. Chat got quiet. Where'd y'all go? Oh, there's still carpet in here from where I scraped all the carpet when I was doing the floor. I mean, I still got to do the floor in the cabin area here, but that won't be that bad. I only got one deck lid in here to worry about, and the rest is just straight runs. That'll be easy to do. And I'm still not sure yet what I want to do in the flooring in here, in the cabin area. Um, Part of me wants to do that tough coat paint, which is like the rubberized traction paint. A lot of the sport boats, and if you go buy like the new Grady White and all those, they got all that like the rubberized deck coatings. I kind of want to use that, but it's $100 a gallon, and I mean it'd be quick. It'd be real quick to do it. I could roll this out in 20 minutes, but I don't know if I want to spend $100 a gallon on the paint when I already have the Eva foam to do the floor. I already got the material to do all the flooring in here. And you can see, like, right through here how bad the flooring really is. It's all starting to peel up and sun rotted. And, I mean, this is the original carpet from '96. So, and like I said, the guy I bought this thing from was in Arizona in the freaking desert. And, not that I'm not in the desert now, but he was in the desert and never had it covered. So it just took a beating on the interior from the sun. All right. Yeah, exactly. You can use kitty litter in it, or you can use like the real coarse grain, almost like crushed gravel, and it's super, 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 super traction. And even if it's soaking wet, you know, you're not slipping and sliding. But it's expensive. It's freaking outrageously expensive. $100 a gallon for the paint, and the primer is like 70. And to do, I would want to do at least 2 coats on the floor here, and so that's $340 in material. When I've got for the EVA foam sitting in my shed, that I could do this whole damn thing with the material I've already got. So it's like, do I want to spend the money on a boat that I'm going to end up probably selling in the long run anyway, or do I eat and do the paint, or do I just continue on with the material that I already have? I mean, it kind of makes sense to just use what I got, but when it makes sense, actually make it fun, All right, I think I'm at the point where I can grab the leaf vacuum thing and vacuum up the rest of this shit. Which is kind of nice. Then I'll throw the cover back on it and call it good for the night. I don't want to do the vacuuming right now, though. Pontoon boat? No, it's a bass boat. Bass boat. Which I want to sell and get an ocean boat. Because, why not? I'd prefer to fish the ocean anyway, so I might as well have a boat that can handle the ocean. This thing will handle the bay, but not out in the open ocean. All right, let me sit over here at my fat ass again for a minute. Chill and hang out and chat. All right. Yeah, I kind of want a bigger boat. The length is fine for where I'd take it, but the hole is not deep enough. I don't have enough freeboard to be able to get out safely into the ocean. So I'd have to have like a perfect glass calm day. And then if any wind whatsoever came up, I would be completely screwed. So it's not worth it. I don't want to get swamped out in the ocean, sink my freaking boat, But it is what it is. I'll keep this thing until it's time to either get out of California, which is coming soon, very soon, or buy an ocean boat. So I really want the ocean boat. I mean, even when I do leave California, I'll still have an ocean boat because, I'll just keep it at my buddy's house. He's got room for it. And I'll be able to, come out and fish whenever we want. Come do a few weeks every year to fish. And actually, kind of what I want to do is like go in on a boat with a buddy of mine. Just go halves, we'll go 50-50 on it. And that way, when I'm not in California, he'll still be able to use it as needed. Not that I wouldn't let him use my boat, but if something breaks, I'm not there. All right, let me move these. Move those out of the way. Ouch. Without getting my finger stuck in the damn thing. Those little posts are badass for the cover. It's nice to be able to, not have the rain pool up on the cover. Because what happens is when I put the cover on it, it slants down towards the stern, but it creates a pocket right in the middle. And the rain freaking weighs that cover down. All right. I kind of think it's just got all the parts on it. Yeah, it does. Oh, that's frozen. Oh, because it's locked. I'm an idiot. There we go. Got a whole brand new phone holder. Might as well screw that thing together and keep it all in one piece, right? There we go. Brand new phone holder. Which I could probably mount this up front. I can definitely mount this up front. That way I don't got to worry about the tripod when I'm out fishing. I can mount this on the other side of the windshield. Let's see. I don't know if it'll fit my phone though. Oh yeah, it'll fit. Okay. Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Oh man. I've been kind of like lagging on doing this. Even when I started doing it, I'm still lagging. I made more of a mess on the bow than I cleaned up on the bow. But I took all the stuff that was in here that needed to go out of here and threw it up on the bow. So not a big deal. But I'm running out of sunlight. I could bring one of my big lights out and hang it from the tree or something and have light, but I need to vacuum all the leaves out. I don't want to use the regular vacuum. Mrs. SoCal would kill me if I used her freaking the house vacuum for this. But I have the leaf blower with the freaking leaf vacuum thing on it, so I'll just use that. So that'll mulch it all up, and I can just dump that bag into the compost pile. I mean, I got most of them out here. Now it's just all the crumbs and stuff from everything that crumbled up. But we'll see. I'm gonna go hunt tomorrow. It's already what, 5 o'clock, so I'll be in bed pretty soon to wake up at 3. And then tomorrow we're gonna go deer hunt. I already made up my mind. I don't care if I feel like shit or not in the morning. I'm going. We'll be live deer hunting tomorrow, and then we're gonna go out Monday again, and we'll definitely be out on Christmas as well. So you guys will be able to hang out and do the family thing on Christmas and watch old SoCal out in the deer woods, because Mrs. SoCal works. So there's no reason for me to, and I'm not doing anything with the family. Like, I got one aunt and 2 cousins out here that I'd hang out with, and that's it. But oh, that sounds so freaking good. Chorizo and egg burrito. Hell yeah. Got to throw the sausage and ham in there, and the cheese, and then drown that sumbitch in tapatio. You're done working for the year now? Nice. Hey, thanks, Tony. I appreciate that. I'm going to need all the luck I can get. It's been a brutal season. Absolutely brutal season this year. I've, in true SoCal fashion, Thanksgiving Day, I fucked up and missed a deer again. That makes 3 years in a row that I've missed a deer on Thanksgiving. This time I didn't even get to shoot at it. Derek, we're cleaning out the boat, getting her ready to go fish. So deer season's coming to an end, so it's time to get back on the water. It's been too long. Way too long. So I actually haven't had the boat on the water since I had the incident with the rope in the prop. So oh, nice. 2 weeks. Didn't miss. I was talking to Mrs. SoCal this morning. They get freaking. She's got like 6 weeks of vacation every year. Or no, I'm sorry, 8 weeks every year. They get 2 months a year. But I mean, she's been there for 16 years, so she's at the top tier of time off and shit. So, but it's all good. All right, so I got the vast majority of this done. That's just a matter of now. Um, yeah. Oh, that's right. You were there for the rope and the prop. That was a bad day. That was a bad, long day. And I didn't even catch any fish that day, which really sucked. But that was the last time this boat's been in the water, was that day. So I had to, I couldn't even drive it up onto the trailer. I had to freaking pull it up on the trailer with a rope. And I didn't get it all the way up there. But I'll just take it to the home lake and dunk it in the lake and basically um, pull it all the way up onto the trailer. Well, I'm going to fish the home lake. So you know, I'll load it properly. But I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but all I got to do is move a little bit, and this boat's like bouncing like you're on the water, which might not be a bad thing. I can get out here. Mrs. SoCal doesn't like being on the boat. I can get out here and just freaking shake the boat, get her used to the movement. That way, like when we get it on the water, she won't feel it. She'll actually be calmer. Because generally, when I'm on the home lake, I'm the only boat out there. Like not a lot of people fish that lake, so which is why I don't name it, because as you guys have seen, I've caught some pretty nice bass out of there. And I'm going for the record bass, cat, carp, and crappie out of there. So until I get the all 4 lake records, I don't want to name the lake and blow it out. You know what I mean? I don't want to go out there on a Wednesday and have 65 people on the lake, and hell, you can only park like. Are we back? We're back? Should be back. Somehow the mic turned itself off. Good now? All right, cool. All right, let me get the cover thrown back on this thing. Hopefully it goes back on pretty easy, because I just kind of rolled it. So it should go back on fairly easy. Otherwise, it's kind of a bitch to do by yourself. Yeah, the mic's dying. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna go hang out in the backyard for a little bit anyway. So I'll grab the other mic on the way through. Give me just a second, guys. Let me turn this one off. All right, we should be back. Should be back. Hopefully. All right, bear with me a second, guys. Let me get everything set up out here. Really? Really? Is that necessary? All right. Are we back? We should be back. Man, I hate this tripod. It's like backwards. Actually, hold on a second, guys. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Give me 2 seconds. All right, guys. Give me just a second. I gotta go in and grab a drink. Turn on. Oh, wrong button. There we go. All right. I'm gonna grab a drink. You guys, give me a quick second. Move those. Move those. All right. I'm gonna thing. All right, there you go. So I did the dumbest shit last night, you guys. Um, woke up last night, middle of the night, like 3 o'clock. Raging freaking headache when I woke up. So I came out in the kitchen and went to go grab some Tylenol and something to wash it down with. The my juice thing, like it's just water, but it's like a little juice pitcher full of cold water in the fridge. Um, was the coffee creamer, brand new freaking thing of coffee creamer. We just opened it yesterday morning. Was in front of the juice thing, so I had to take the coffee creamer out to get to the juice container thing, like the pitcher. So I put the coffee creamer on top of the fridge while I grabbed out the pitcher of water and took my freaking Tylenol, threw the freaking pitcher back in the fridge. Totally forgot I took the coffee creamer out of the fridge. Mrs. SoCal looks at me this morning. I come walking out on the back patio and she's out here having coffee. And I'm like, okay, I didn't think nothing of it. And she goes, hey, where did you leave the coffee creamer? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, it's on top of the fridge. Brand freaking new. We just opened. We had 2 cups of coffee out of the freaking Costco size freaking coffee creamer. What a fucking stupid mistake that was. So I looked it up and I'm like, oh, that's only like 7:30. It should be okay still. put the heater on in the house last night because it was fucking freezing out here. So, it was like 80 degrees in the kitchen. And come to find out, coffee creamer is, would have been fine for like an hour. But it was out for like 2 hours. Well, 2.5, 3 hours at least. And closer to 4. And it's dead. So I go to the little store here in town to buy coffee creamer, right? $10 fucking for a little thing of coffee creamer. $10. You go to Costco, they're freaking 2 of the like 32 ounce for $8. So I kind of screwed myself on that one. She was pissed. She was so mad because brand freaking new, brand new 32 ounce thing of coffee creamer. My dumbass left it sitting on top of the fridge, right in front of the heater, actually, in the middle of the night last night. So needless to say, my coffee this morning was kind of gross. The little thing of half and half. Dude, they don't sell a half and half out here. I don't know what it is with the half and half, but that shit like screws me up. If I put half and half in my coffee, I'm better off just drinking my coffee already on the toilet. But I did that with ground beef one time too. Left it out, just like you were saying. I left it out, and it was frozen. I left it out to thaw overnight because it was, straight up. It came out of the chest freezer, so it was straight up frozen. And I left. I went fishing, and this was years ago. This is like 2015. I went fishing and came home, and I was like, "Oh shit, I better, either use it right now or put it away because it's thaw." I've never had food poisoning worse than that in my entire life. I made burgers out of it that night, and the very next day we were going on a tuna trip, and I got so freaking lucky. But we showed up to the boat, and I was already sick as shit. Like I was throwing up. We pulled over on the freeway so I could throw up, but I was not gonna miss this trip, right? So we get there, and I'm already sick before we get on the boat. Um, I went straight to sleep once we got to the boat. Woke up the next morning, and like 20 minutes after freaking, now it wasn't even sunrise yet. It was like still gray light outside. The damn freaking boat broke down. So we ended up not fishing, right? Um, the entire boat was like, if we can't fish, let's just go home. And the dude that was a captain was a substitute captain on that boat. And um, he was like, no, we can't go back to the landing until like 5 o'clock at the earliest. So they drove around in circles out there. We couldn't fish, couldn't nothing. Um, from like 6:30 in the morning until like 2 in the afternoon, before a whole bunch of people started freaking calling Coast Guard, telling Coast Guard that like, hey, we're freaking being held captive on this boat and all this shit. And when we got back to the docks, we would not get off the boat until they gave us a full refund. Um, and Coast Guard was sitting there waiting for us at the freaking docks when we got back. Kind of a bittersweet because I wouldn't have been able to fish anyway. I was too fucking sick with the food poisoning. So I got a do over. We ended up going back out the next weekend. What they did is they just gave you a voucher for a free trip. And we went in and turned it in right then and there at the freaking office. And we're like, we're going next Friday night. Put us on a boat. I don't give a shit. Find room. And we were out the next Friday night and absolutely freaking killed it. Absolutely killed it. I miss chat telling my stupid little stories. What are we doing, Kevin? We're just chilling now. We're out cleaning out the boat and getting her ready to fish. So yeah, the view. This view sucks, doesn't it? Hey, be on the rod. Welcome in. We just got done cleaning out the boat. Yeah, guys, this is the shitty view I got out of the back door or the back porch of the house. Other than the power lines up there, it's pretty badass. But back there, if I go back up over that hill, which I do on a regular basis on the dirt bike, um, there's just thousands upon thousands of acres back there of just raw land. Like my house is the last house in the neighborhood, or like the last street in the neighborhood. So we go out my back gate, and I know it's kind of dark, but I go out my back gate, and I just got thousands of acres of land back there. I actually um, moved one of my dirt bikes from the garage into the shed right there, so that I can just open the shed doors, pull the bike out, ride through the backyard, open the gate, and be gone. I like those hills way back there. I ride over to there, ride way back in through there. Um, that one right there, that hill right there, is the tallest peak in the area. And Border Patrol and military have a little outpost up there. It's hard to see on camera, but there's a little outpost up there that they use for watching the border, because the border wall, well, you can't see it, but you see the flashing red lights right there? Those are like way into Mexico. So we're right on the border. I could walk to the border in like 5 minutes from here. But we got all kinds of cool shit. There's like sheep back there, like bighorn sheep back there that we'll come across once in a while. Um, there's mountain lions. There's deer back there. The deer back there are like super few and far between, because there's not really a water source out there for them. But if I wanted to, I could go back there and deer hunt. My back gate, I know you can't see it. Let me turn on the lights. You can't see it. But the back gate, on the actual gate back there, I have like the automated water system, like you'd put in like a horse corral for your horses, um, just for like the animals in the desert. And I originally put it out there with a trail camera on it, just so I could kind of see what was cruising around. And, I put it out there like right when we moved out here, and I ended up leaving it because so much cool shit comes up to it. Like every morning, every single morning, it's like clock. You can set your watch to it at 8:03 in the morning every morning. We get an entire herd of quail that come up to the water right there. There's like 30 or 40 of them. So, hey, Wells Racing with the clutch. Wells Racing 71. Dude, 71. Okay, Wells, I got to ask first, what do you race and where? And obviously, 71, I already know that's your probably 99% chance that's your number. What are you racing? Because that's kind of funny, because when I was racing full time, that was my number, 71. 71S. And the S was senior class, because, I'm old. But I was an old man still racing. But yeah, guys, this is the view. I normally don't go live out here when it's still light. I'm usually, it's usually later at night if I go live from the house. But yeah, that's the view. And that you can kind of see that little saddle right there in the hills. Um, oh, okay. Wait, you dirt race late models like flat track, oval track, or what? But yeah, that little saddle right there, I'll see deer cruising across that once in a while. And unfortunately, it's never during deer season. It's always off season. But I've seen some big ass mule deer rolling through there. So, and then there's a little strip of private land back there. I went and got permission from the owners of that to hunt it, but so far I haven't even tried to hunt it. It's just no water source back there. So when the deer are, when I do see them back there, they're just traveling through. You want to see some girls get on the pole tonight? We'll go to the nudie bar. You'll see many of them. Dirt oval. Okay. I was doing when I was racing, I was doing desert races. So whole different animal. You guys are at the track where you can actually, like, if something happens, um, you guys got a pit right there. We're out there in the middle of the desert where something happens, we're freaking screwed. We're just stuck. Hey, Ferg, welcome in. Yeah, these things are pretty chill. They look even better when they're like when you can see the full deal. But we got a little bit of still a little bit of daylight left, so figured check out some of the view out through the backyard. What, Dre? You're a rat? I believe it. I believe you. Dre's the kind of guy that would fucking screw his boyfriend in the ass and not even have the courage to give him a reach around. But that's what you expect from most trolls, right? Yeah, I did like Baja stuff, exactly. Oh, nice. Is Arizona at his normal spot, or is he up at the lake? I know he said he's going to the lake this morning, but I don't know if he was going back down to his normal spot. I don't know. I didn't even know he was live. I figured I might as well. I was working on the boat. Well, not working on it, but cleaning it out, and uh, decided that might as well do it while I was live. So normal spot on the river. Okay, yeah, that's a cool spot he's at. I know exactly where he's at. He's not far from me. I mean, as well, he's far, but he's not far. You know what I mean? Like I could drive to where he's at in like 3.5, 4 hours, and I go up there actually 2, 3 times a year. I got a buddy that lives in Lake Havasu. Hey, Wells, with the subscription to the channel. Appreciate you, brother. Um, well, got a buddy that lives a little bit south of him, down at Lake Havasu, and we go out there a few times a year and go hang out and fish with them and all that. So I know that area where Arizona's at real well. He's fishing right there by Laughlin, which is like a little gambling town on the Nevada side of the river, but it's so much better than Vegas. Laughlin's where the people from Vegas go to get away from all the bullshit and the drama. Laughlin's like old school Vegas, where it's still cheap, well, relatively cheap, and it's just way more relaxed. So, and he's fishing like right across the river from that. So it's an awesome area where he's at. Awesome area. It gets hotter than holy hell during the summer out there. You're looking at 120-degree days, but beautiful spot. Go through it where Vegas or Laughlin. Laughlin's way better than Vegas. Laughlin's way better. Laughlin's the type of place where you can. So there used to be a hotel out there. It was a Colorado Bell, and it's shaped like a riverboat, right? Like the old, like you think like the Mark Twain, you know, days when he was, like Tom Sawyer and all that shit with like the riverboats. Um, the hotel was shaped like a riverboat, And to add some authenticity to it, the entire place was, hey, right on, Fred. The entire place was like the hotel was surrounded by a moat, and it had big ass koi and all kinds of different like fish in it, mostly 99% koi. There was some carp and things like that in there, but we were out there one night, and my buddy got like hammered. Well, me and my buddy ended up just absolutely freaking schnockered to the point where we were so drunk trying to walk out of the casino that we were stumbling and bouncing off slot machines and bouncing off each other. And we get out to the parking lot. We're like 5 feet from the valet booth, and I stumbled and I didn't run into him, which was kind of funny because I kept stumbling the one way and I'd run into him and he'd stumble the other way and run into me. And it's like, kind of how we knew freaking we were both still there. Well, I stumbled and stumbled and stumbled and didn't run over him because, we're walking like side by side out the thing. And I stopped and I turned around and he's like 5 feet from the valet booth, freaking head tilted back, freaking back fully stretched and arched, pissing in the moat from like 4 feet away. I'm thinking, oh shit, we're going to jail. We're getting arrested for this. Nobody said a thing. The valet guys were laughing. They thought it was so funny. Vegas, man, you pee in one of the fountains in Vegas, man, you're going to jail. No questions asked. Laughlin was freaking way different. The boat takes off at night. Dude, so you remember actually they had the restaurant upstairs in the boat, Mark Twain's. They had a restaurant upstairs in the Colorado Bell called Mark Twain's. And they had back in the day when I was going, we were going there like every October for my buddy's birthday, like the first week of October, we'd go up. Um, and we'd usually hit like Oktoberfest. But there's a restaurant upstairs in the place. It was called Mark Twain's. And they had all you could eat chicken and ribs for like, I think it was like $10. And those freaking ribs were damn good. Damn good. It was definitely worth the $10. Even if it wasn't all you can eat, it was worth the $10. But the that place was freaking great. And then they ended up shutting down the whole place. Went to the river run. Oh, really? Yeah, that was it. That was at Harris, I believe, when HA and the Mongols freaking threw down in the middle of freaking Laughlin. Yeah, that was gnarly. There's still you can still flip through like what's that channel? Freaking A&E and a few others that do like crime documentaries and stuff. You can still freaking flip through those, and you'll still see the documentaries about that brawl. Because there was like a few people died. A few people died in that brawl. Dude, what are you doing? Ah, shit, the dog threw the dog ball and landed in the planter. Hold on, I gotta get the stupid ball out of the planter. Where'd it go, bud? Where's my? I don't have a flashlight out. Where'd it go? Is it up in the planter? Where is it? It's not in there, dude. It's not in there, bud. I mean, I know if you're telling me it's in there, it's probably in there because your nose is good, but I don't see it. Let me find a light. Hey, 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 chill out. Chill out. Let me find it. Let me find it for you. Oh, it is in there. You're right, dude. It did go in there. God damn, that thing's bright. All right. All right. Sorry, guys. That dog would have destroyed the freaking planter box if I didn't get his ball out of it. He's got like, he's got the brain power of a freaking drunk flea. And the only thing he cares about is this stupid tennis ball. All right, here we go. God, I hate this freaking tripod for my phone. It's like they built it backwards. So you'd figure that they would put a leg of the tripod on the side with the phone holder so that, it would support the weight of the phone, but it doesn't. They made it backwards. So the weight of the phone tips the whole tripod over. It works out fine when I'm out in the deer woods because I can just kind of bury it, like bury one leg, and it's fine. But on the patio table, it doesn't have the right balance to it. All right, so I missed chat a little bit. So yeah, they had some good buffets out in Laughlin. They still do. It's just they're not, you know, price worthy anymore. Oh, so yeah, I'll tell you what, man. The way they dress out there, it's like I wonder what they wear at home because it's Jesus. They wear like nothing. Love learning history. I love it. I've been really into military history lately. I've been watching a lot of military history stuff. A lot of stuff on like Iraq and Afghanistan lately. But like for a long time, it was all about World War II. Only got a grade 12 education and started working for a living. You know what though? Here's the thing. You don't need a freaking college degree to make it anymore. A college degree nowadays is like not worth the money you pay to get it. It really isn't. Let me see if moving the phone a little bit offsets the balance. Nope. How stupid of a design. I gotta take this thing apart and, you know, spin the freaking top of it or something because it just doesn't work. There we go. Now, I gotta support the freaking, even though the phone's on the tripod, I still gotta support the phone a little bit. So let's put a monster can under it. I mean, if you're going to college for something very specialized, doctor, lawyer, engineering, whatever. Yeah, it's worth it if you major in something that's worth it. You saw these people nowadays spending 50 grand a semester for like gender studies degrees and liberal arts and all this crap that you can't. What are you going to do with that when you get out of school? Work at McDonald's, you know? And you're going to go take out a freaking student loan for stuff that you're not going to be able to use. I mean, come on. If you want to go to school and make damn good money, go to trade school. Plumber, welder, electrician. You know, I mean, hell, where's the plug on this side? Okay, gotta plug my phone in, guys. Hold on a second. Yeah, exactly. Like the amount of money that you spend to get your degree, and a lot of people don't ever even use that degree. They don't go into their field of study after college. You know, the ones that do, doctors, psychologists, lawyers, things like that. And I'm not saying don't go to college. I'm just saying, if you do, freaking go for something that's going to actually benefit you in the end. But getting your freaking going and paying freaking, $100,000 a year to get a freaking liberal arts degree. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with that? You know, nothing. Go start out. I tell all these kids, like all my friends' kids that are um, getting to the point where it's like, okay, they got to start figuring out what they're gonna do after high school and all this. I tell them, like, dude, don't go to college. Go be a plumber. Go be an electrician. Go learn HVAC or refrigeration. You know, yeah, exactly. Most college freaking students work at Walmart. You know, and they spend the rest of their life paying for a degree that they can't use. I have my nephew. He wanted so bad, like his goal was to go to San Diego State and get a degree at San Diego State, but he didn't know he wanted his degree in. He just knew he wanted to go get a college degree. And I told him, I said, dude, don't do it. Save your money. Go find a freaking plumbing or an air conditioning and heating company that's hiring, and will train. And he did. He ended up doing that. He works for a heating and air company now. He's 24 years old, just bought a house, driving a brand new truck. He's got himself a pretty nice freaking desert setup, you know. And I told him, I said, okay, where would you be right now if you would have went and got a freaking degree somewhere? And he goes, well, I don't know because I still don't know what I would have got a degree in. So it's like, yeah, you would have spent the last, 4 or 5 years in college for absolutely nothing. Now you're making freaking damn good money. You've got, retirement. You've got all of this. And what did it cost you? And he's like, well, nothing. They paid for my school. Exactly. Exactly. And plumbing and electrical and heating, air conditioning, refrigeration, all that stuff. It doesn't matter if it's, the world shut down because of COVID or whatever. You're working, you know, you're working. The grocery store still needs to be freaking air conditioned or warm. They still need the lights on. They still need the power to run all their freaking refrigerators and freezers and, cash registers. They need the refrigeration working in the the coolers and stuff. So no matter what happens, you have something, that's always going to be economy proof. You know, it doesn't matter if the economy is bad. If your plumbing's broke at your house, you got to fix it. If your electrical system's bad and goes out in your house, well, you got to fix it. So it's an economy proof thing. Yeah, that's exactly it. Hard work is how you win. You don't win by go getting a freaking degree that's worthless. You see these kids going and getting a degree in like gender studies. Any kindergartner in the world can tell you, they can explain gender to you in less than a minute. You know, boys are boys and girls are girls, and they're different. There's your freaking degree. But now I can see like these kids that go to college because they got a scholarship. Amen. Freaking 100%, 110%. Use it. Whether you know, come out of college and do what you went to college to learn to do or not. You know, yeah, it looks good on a resume that you got your freaking bachelor's degree or your master's or whatever. But how many people out there nowadays with a master's degree don't use their master's degree? You know, hell, I know a couple of people that have a friend of mine has two master's degrees. What's he using for? He works for the forestry service. Right, go to college, paint your hair blue, and be a fucking idiot. Right? You're not lying right there, Munchie. You're not lying. Hell, go to the military. Yeah, exactly. Right. But what are you going to do with a gender studies degree? You know, now pharmacology and psychology, you can use those. You know, there's always going to be a need for pharmacy, and medicine. And there's always going to be a need for psychology and psychiatry. Oh, I read that wrong. You said sociology. Anyway, same difference. Same difference. Um, we're always going to need people in the medical fields. We're always going to need people in the mental health fields. We're always going to need people digging ditches and running, power lines and plumbing and sewer lines. I mean, hell, a lot of times nowadays, you go look at, go Google up what the average plumber makes in a year, and then Google what the average person with a freaking liberal arts degree makes in a year, and see who's the one that's got the debt for the student loans. Hey, Lucas, subscribing to the channel, appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, shit, I never went to college. Um, well, yeah, I can say I never went to college. I took some courses, some very, very specialized courses, but they were more like certification programs and required stuff for what I was doing. But I, you know, made fucking great money and had no debt. And if I wanted to come out of retirement right now, I could go back into the freaking plumbing and still make fucking great money and have no debt. I don't got to worry about freaking, oh, I got to pay $350 every 2 weeks on my college loans. And I'm working at McDonald's making freaking, well, $20 an hour here. But, you know, your average plumber at a good company, you're going to make 50 plus bucks an hour in plumbing. And that's on the low end. You're going to start obviously lower than that as a brand new freaking someone in the profession. But you get in, you get to be a journeyman plumber or electrician or HVAC or any of that, and you're making fucking bank. You know, some of these places now, like unions, where specifically, okay, we did a job on a military base out here in San Diego, where the prevailing wage for our lowest paid guys was $55 an hour. And those are the guys that are still learning the trade. You got your journeyman out there and your foreman and all these guys that are running the jobs, and they're making freaking over $100 an hour. You know, and we're talking, think of that over the years, you're going to make a killing. Plus, you usually got a company vehicle. They're paying for your gas. You got great freaking medical, dental, optical, benefits, all that. Um, a lot of these companies, the electrical, HVAC, plumbing, general construction, carpentry, and all that shit. The vast majority of these decent sized companies, you're driving their truck, you're using their gas cards, they're giving you a company cell phone. So, for example, I was driving a company truck to and from work all day at work, and there's a period in time where the only time my truck ever ran was I'd go start it every Sunday and let it run for a little while because I wasn't ever driving it. Hell, the company was telling me like, hey, oh, you're going out to the desert, you're going to go to a desert race, well, drive the company truck. It's got our name, it's got our logo, and you know just on the sign up form put us down as sponsor. And because of that, that was a write-off for them. They were my sponsors, even though they really didn't do anything for me other than give me a job. But they got their company truck out there now with the company name on it at the race, and it's advertisement for them. So it's a write-off for them. Plus, I'm using their vehicle and their gas to get to the races. You know, I'd go down there we'd leave Friday night, after work, and I'd have everything packed up and ready to go at home. Go home, throw all the stuff in the company truck, throw the bike and all my racing gear and everything I need for the weekend. Drive the company truck down to the desert, and my truck would sit at home in the driveway. You know, no wear and tear, no maintenance, no freaking gas that I was putting in. I dropped my insurance down to state minimum because it's not moving. I'm not driving it. You know, once in a while I'd drive it to the grocery store or something, but you know, it saved me a ton of money, and I was making money, so it was definitely worth not going to college and getting into a good trade. Now, I also tell people nowadays too that a really, really great freaking career to get into that people overlook massively is go freaking wherever you live. Every city and every state has a 911 center, right? You call 911 in freaking, you know, Oklahoma City, somebody's going to answer that phone. You call 911 in, LA, somebody's answering that phone. Chicago, Detroit, Spokane, Washington, every city in every state has a 911. Go work for them. Yeah, it's a very, very, very stressful job, but the pay is great. The benefits are stellar, and your pension is going to be badass at the end of at your retirement. And once you're in and you're off probation and you're a full-fledged, legitimate trained freaking 911 dispatcher, to get fired, you got to pretty much come in and shoot up the place. I wish more kids would, get into it. There's dude I know started as his first job ever out of high school working 911. He retired a couple years ago from 911. Never had another job in his life. Dude made great money. His whole career made great money. Um, Stellar benefits. Phenomenal freaking personal time off, sick time, vacation time. After so long being there, you get 2 months a year of vacation time. 8 weeks of vacation time. You get an ungodly amount of sick days. I think you get a full week's worth of sick time. Um, no, I'm sorry, you get 2 weeks worth of sick time. Plus, you have holidays where you bank even more. Um, yeah, see, exactly. Your friend's dad, who's a legendary loser, bought a house working for 911 dispatch, and he's got probably killer benefits, bitchin' fucking vacation and personal time off, and you know, one hell of a pension. So wait, I mean, healthcare is a guaranteed job, exactly. So one of your friends from school, mom was a 911 operator, dad was a firefighter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, police, fire, paramedics, all of that, man, all of that. You can become a paramedic without going to college. You go take the EMT courses, which you can do through, well, ROP's gone, but you go do it through it there's community college program classes and just, specialty classes where you go in and all you focus is on, being a freaking EMT. You get your EMT certificate, you go work for, Rural Metro or Falcon or, whatever these ambulance companies out there are today. You do your time. They send you through the classes to become a paramedic, paid, right? They pay for your schooling. You get paid while you're at school. And now you're a freaking paramedic and you're making freaking bank. And it doesn't matter what happens in the world. Actually, the worse shit gets, the more job security you got, you know? Look at doctors and nurses and, even down to the janitors in the hospital during COVID. They were like, they were working crazy hours, making killings in overtime, you know? Healthcare, healthcare, first responder services, police, fire, 911, paramedics, electrical, plumbing, heating and air, refrigeration, none of that is going anywhere, no matter what the economy does. You think just because like the economy is bad that, you know, they're not going to have paramedics or nurses or plumbers. I mean, typically in a bad economy, you're going to be the ones that are working the most. Hell, the whole COVID thing, right? Um, I made a killing on COVID. Why? Because more people were home using their plumbing systems more, putting more wear and tear on it, and having more issues. So it was a freaking moneymaker. Let's see. Right. Nobody's going after those jobs anymore. Nobody wants to go clean it. Nobody wants to work in a nursing home or any of that anymore. Hey, David, what's up? Right. I mean, doctors make great money. They can make, that's kind of a fine line because they could make more, but they don't do shit for it. Like your primary care doctors. So there was a study I read that if you go to your primary care doctor, they spend an average of 17 seconds with each patient. So, you know, and you're paying thousands of dollars. Well, hopefully your insurance is paying thousands, but yeah, they're not earning their pay with their results. You're absolutely right. David, I think I remember you. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of people named David that come through. A lot of Davids out there. But I mean, if you think about it, guys, like, it doesn't matter if freaking the world shut down. If your freaking water heater breaks, who you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna call your plumber and you're gonna have it fixed. Oh, I remember you, David. Yeah, you're the dumb fuck that fucking doesn't understand the fucking hunting seasons. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll be hunting tomorrow, bud. Why don't you come out and watch me poach tomorrow? I'll be hunting Monday too and Thursday. But I wouldn't expect you to understand the seasons or the regulations. But yeah, I mean, dude, like plumbing, heating, medical, electrical. I keep saying it over and over and over. If you can get your kids or your grandkids or your nieces and nephews or whatever, get into those trades, you work for life and you got great money and you got great benefits. Hell, when I crashed on the dirt bike and had to go in and have surgery on the shoulder, um, I paid $150 in copays for a $200,000 surgery. No, we're hunting deer. Deer and liberals and trolls. And trolls get hunted very hard on this channel. Yeah, a lot of stuff got shut down over COVID. Yeah, it was 200 grand for the freaking all the surgeries. The surgeries, the follow-ups, the freaking yeah, it was a little over actually. A little over. That was shit. That was 18 months worth of recovery on that one too. And I still don't have full use of my shoulder. But you know who didn't? You know who wasn't getting screwed over during COVID? The plumbers, the electricians, the freaking guys that were keeping the refrigeration stuff going at the supermarkets. No, dude, I had it was it was it was major. It was major, major, major surgery. I actually could have had a lawsuit if I wanted to at the hospital because the original hospital I went to the emergency room right after the crash. And I told them that I was in a motorcycle accident, and they did absolutely nothing. They're like, "Oh, okay, well, you need to go to your primary care." I go to my primary care the next day, and my primary care goes, "Dude, you need to be in the hospital." He's like, "You got massive internal damage," and um, it ended up multiple surgeries, um, months of rehab, and the original because the hospital I went to originally was the closest freaking emergency room, and they were not my freaking um, main provider, so they didn't want to do shit. They actually told me, which was fucking pissed me off. They told me, "Oh, we don't have MRI or CT or any of this at this hospital. We can't do it here," which is bullshit because I've had MRIs and CTs and all that shit in that hospital. So they straight up lied their asses off to me. And then it turned out like my entire right side needed to be fucking basically put back together. Like the only thing holding my arm on my body was the skin. That's one thing we're good at is the CT and the MRI. Yeah, yeah, but for them to tell me that they don't do MRI there was like, come on, man, come on. I know for a fact you do because I've had them done here. But it was because they were out of network. Which even though in a situation like that, the insurance will still pay because you go to the closest freaking trauma center. They just they didn't do shit. They didn't do shit. They actually made the situation worse. But that's what you get when they freaking give you the intern who doesn't know what the hell they're doing in X-ray. And they're telling me like, "Oh, we don't see anything broken on the X-ray, but the X-rays aren't clear." Well, if the X if you can't read the X-rays because they're not clear, then you know maybe you should redo the X-ray with somebody that knows what they're doing. But yeah, I went to my doctor, my primary care, and he's like, "Dude, we need to schedule you immediately with the surgical team." And the surgical team was like, by the time I actually got in and got the MRIs and all that done, it was like 5 days after the accident. And the dude's like, bro, you should have been here 5 days ago getting this. There's so much internal damage that needed to be repaired that it's going to be twice as hard now because, it should have been taken care of right on the freaking right at that point. But I mean, yeah, it's a lot of radiation, but still, if you do the x-ray and you do it, she took them from the wrong angles and all kinds of shit. Like, she didn't know what she was doing. She had actually made the statement to me that, oh, you're my first patient to do x-rays on by myself. Well, she did them wrong. You know, they should have went straight to MRI and been able to see the internal shit that was wrong, but they didn't. They didn't. You know what? I'm with you on the stem cell thing, man. There's enough research to prove that it works. Yeah, my shoulder is like, this happened in 2021, and I still can't throw a football. I can't throw a baseball. Um, I had to quit racing because I don't have the strength or the mobility to actually hold onto the bike for an entire race anymore. Um, I can't do shit overhead. Stem cell therapy, yeah, stem cell works. Um, I don't understand why it's not more utilized. Well, I do. It's political, but you know, it's all political. All right, let's see. Munchie's over here killing it on the sports book. Oh, whoops! I almost freaking swiped out of YouTube trying to freaking. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was. I tried to start the gold thing, so I guess it's still live. Yeah, they get the stem cells from fetuses, but technology these days. I mean, shit, they can grow a freaking ear on the back of a rat. I'm sure you could fix a freaking, you know, all this shit that's going around. But I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. I don't know. That's not my field of study. Damn, where did everybody go? We dropped down to 3 people all of a sudden. What time is it? 6? I gotta go to bed in like an hour and a half anyway. Right. They can freaking make a human brain work, but they can't freaking, come on. I saw a thing, and I don't know how true it is, but apparently Japan has figured out a way to regrow human teeth. And from the last time I saw anything about it, um, they were actually in the human testing phases. So, to get that far, you got to at least have some proof of concept, right? Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of figuring out how to make it work. Genes produce it, yeah. There's all kinds of shit out there that people don't understand. You know what we don't have, though? The genes to take a man and turn him into a woman, or vice versa. That's just not possible. Because no matter what you do, it's always going to be a dude with tits or, you know, a chick that cut her tits off. There is no such thing as being able to become a different freaking gene, gene, a gender. Yeah, if you look at the people that are born intersex compared to the people that are born, and that's like a genetic mutation anyway. You look at that compared to the people that want to turn their son into a daughter at the age 5. It's not possible. Not possible. Two genders, exactly. Exactly. Well, so here's the thing, right? We know from Magic Johnson there's a cure for AIDS. Um, we know there's cures for cancer. We know there's cures for all kinds of shit. But the money is not in the cure. The money is in the treatment and the medication. You know, you can't uh, you can't tell me that there's no cure for cancer out there. You can't tell me there's no cure for freak AIDS or any of that shit because it's been proven. Look at Magic Johnson. Dude had full blown AIDS, and all of a sudden, he doesn't. Come on now. I mean, look at the like. Okay, dialysis, right? Your kidneys clean your bloodstream. Your kidneys go out of fucking whack, and you got to go on dialysis and have your bloodstream cleaned. There's if they can actually take your blood out of your body, clean it up, take all the toxins and stuff out of it, put it back in your body, and I mean, you're not perfectly fine. You're still fucked up, but you're able to live. Um, yeah, they can figure out a way to freaking fix shit. Well, yeah, cancer cells are human cells, but at the same point, there is a way to um, get rid of those cancerous cells. You know what I mean? You can freaking Japan's regrowing teeth, human teeth, which are the one thing that you're not supposed to be able to do. You can fix other shit. You can definitely fix other shit. And now, do I agree with the way they're treating shit? Not absolutely not. But yeah, exactly. There's more money in the medications than there is in the cure. Yeah, it's expensive, but you figure, right? Nutrition. Now, some people are genetically, doesn't matter how freaking well you take care of yourself. You know, some people have the genetic markers that no matter what they do, they're going to end up with some fucked up thing. But we can grow a fucking human in a goddamn petri dish these days. You know, there's no fucking no reason we can't cure all the other shit. Yeah, well, if you talk or if you turn the words lock and key into a bank and account, then yeah, they have cancer cures. So Rick Simpson, perfect example. He had melanoma, and he used freaking the oils from the cannabis plant, and made what's, people call it RSO, which is short for Rick Simpson oil, which cured his melanoma. He was run out of the United States because, the United States wants his head because he was using freaking medical marijuana shit to do it. But I believe it's now Czechoslovakia, or the Czech Republic, um, is actually paying him to do more studies and more freaking development to figure out how to make it easier to. And you're right, you need a huge amount. You need huge amounts, but they're currently working on how to get those numbers down and make it more viable. So it's there. It's out there. It's absolutely out there. I mean, you think about it. You learn in school when you're learning freaking sixth grade biology that you have the I can't even say the word endocannabinoid system, right? Well, there's obviously a reason. Obviously, a reason. It is absolutely nature's medicine. You would not have the freaking endocannabinoid. I cannot say the word cannabinoid system built into your freaking body if there wasn't a reason for it. You know, it's going to be difficult to be that high for some people. High price, or I mean, the Simpson oils and all that don't get you high. You're not using the THC in the plant to get you high. THC is what gets you high. It's all the other stuff in the plants that has the medical values. The CBDs, CBNs, the freaking all of that is what they're studying. And with Trump just signing the executive order that they now took it from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, that's going to open up a shitload of research and development. So in the next, 10, 12 years, you're going to see more and more and more shit um, come out. You're going to see more studies. You're going to see more field studies. You're going to see more use. So CBD has nothing in it that will get you high. It's the THC. It's where the high comes from. So you can sit there and smoke a pure 100% CBD that has no THC in it, and it's not going to get you high. It doesn't matter how much you smoke. So the CBD has no freaking, what do they call it, like psychoactive anything in it. You'll be ultra chill and ultra calm and ultra freaking relaxed, but you're not going to be fucking stoned. You know, it's basically like nature's muscle relaxers. I use a CBD cream for my knees because all the years of desert racing, my knees are fucking trash. Um, you can't race dirt bikes for 30 something years and not have your knees just be beat up. But my knees and my ankles, I put a CBD cream on them, and it's like they're back to normal. It's really weird, really weird. Now I don't use it on a daily. I use it like as needed, but it completely like the joints and the everything in the knees. It like opens them up, completely opens them up to where like it doesn't hurt to walk. And you guys will see me like walking out in the deer when I'm out live in the deer woods or whatever, um, or on the boat fishing. You'll notice, and now that I say it, you'll notice it more. But you'll notice that like once in a while, like either my knees will lock up, um, or they'll just completely give out. and like I'll damn near go down. But that CBD cream actually takes all that away. See, yeah, and well, and I grew up on skateboards and dirt bikes and BMX and all that crap. Grew up in the '80s when it was normal for kids to be out skating or snowboarding. Well, I didn't snowboard; that was never my thing. Skating, surfing, and dirt bikes were like my deals, because we could do that here. But I'll tell you what, I'm like 95% sure that skating has like 70% to do with why my knees are so fucked up. You think about it, like we're back there as kids, 10 to 15 and 18 years old, you're out there skating. You're ollieing off of picnic tables and ollieing over picnic tables, or, you know, you're skating the street and you're skating the street ramp and you got your knee pads on. Yeah, they're going to save the freaking skin from ripping off when you freaking bail and go to your knees on a launch ramp, but you're still taking those impacts. And the impact is what freaking is what really screws you up. Surfing is, man, surfing, well, okay, big wave surfing is a whole different animal, but normal surfing is like, if you can ride a skateboard or a snowboard or a bicycle, surfing's pretty mellow and easy. And actually, surfing is great for the cardio and it's really good for your shoulders. It's the vibration, it's the impact. I mean, skating is a freaking, I don't think you can get a higher impact sport on your knees and your hips and your ankles. And, when you think about it, even an ollie, right? So you're doing a kick flip over a freaking curb. You're still landing super hard, you know. You're skating street and you're taking that vibration. There's no suspension there. The only suspension and thing to take all that freaking shock is your ankles and your knees and your hips, and you know and you think about it, like, you're skating and you slam. What's your immediate reaction? You go to your knees, and you're on concrete. Unless you're skating a ramp, then you're on freaking plywood. But you go to your knees. You're taking all that impact, and depending on, if you're a skinny little twig, it's not going to be as bad as somebody that's like, fat. But you're taking all of your body weight compounded by, the fall height and going straight to your knees, and you're taking all of that with your freaking kneecaps. That's going to do damage over the years. Um, Travis Pastrana is he didn't skate. He's, dirt bikes and shit. But the damage he's had to his knees, he's got to constantly drain his kneecap, like the fluid out of his freaking knees. Taller than Tony. Yeah. Dude, Tony Hawk's a fucking beanpole, too. That kid's like 6'10" and freaking 100 pounds. I still remember, I'll never forget it, back in the day when he ollied from the freaking keyhole to the reservoir at Del Mar. That was the shit. We were little kids skating Del Mar, and like those guys would show up, and we were freaking in awe. Like we quit skating and watch them. Now it's freaking that whole fucking skate park's golf driving range, which sucks. You know Pastrana? Well, if you know Pastrana, then you know how fucked up he is from the impacts that he's taken. I think they rattled his brain a little bit. That dude's fucking crazy. Who the fuck jumps out of an airplane without a parachute to hope that they can freaking catch up with their buddy that's got a parachute? I mean, that was just ballsy. But you can't say the dude hasn't lived. Can't say that dude hasn't lived. What are you doing, cat? I think cat just came running out of nowhere. Damn, where did we go? You dated his cousin? Oh, it's hilarious. What's that chick that hangs out with them? I can't remember her name, but she's fucking crazy too. She's fucking crazy too. It's funny because I grew up in a town where we got a lot of guys that came out in like motocross and fucking NASCAR. You know, Jimmy Johnson lived like um, my old house before we sold it and bought this house was like a mile from where Jimmy Johnson grew up. But there was a shitload of guys back in the day, like the heydays of motocross, back in like the Jeremy McGrath, or not even before Jeremy McGrath, like freaking Rick Johnson days. A lot of guys came out of my little town. A lot of them. And like Twitch, he's from San Diego, not far from where I grew up. Um, Bunch of those guys. Bunch of those guys. Freaking Ron Machine, freaking all those dudes. And it's funny because when I was a little kid, I used to ride the same places as they did, and didn't realize back in the day that those dudes would be freaking, you know, legendary freaking Hall of Fame motocross guys. We'd be out there riding, and they'd show up, and we're just like, oh, cool, let's watch the older kids ride. You know, they're faster than us. We'll get out of the way of the older kids. They were just the older kids to us back then. Turns out they freaking went pro and were killing it. Actually, I had a good buddy of mine. Well, I kind of hate the guy. I won't call him a good buddy. He's a fucking douchebag, and I hate him. But dude, I grew up with. Um, his kid got his pro motocross card. Finally, freaking made it. Um, um, his fourth, I think it was his third or fourth pro race. He ate shit at the track. They when they groomed the track on one of the triples, um, somehow, some way, there was a little a rock like the size of a freaking softball on the lip of the jump that don't know the full story of how and why and what, you know, ended up exposing it. But he hit that with his back wheel going off the freaking hitting the triple during a race, and it spun him around 180 in the air. So he's flying through the air backwards. And we're not talking like a big old fat whip. We're talking like it spun him backwards, out of control. He landed and he hit so hard his head, like he slapped into the ground, smashed his head. He was clinically dead on the racetrack. Um, the only reason he was alive is because there was an off-duty paramedic that lived in the area that was on his way to work and heard the call. Um, the track wasn't even supposed to be running races without paramedics on site. And the paramedics weren't there yet. They decided that they had to keep their time schedule for the racing. And they went and raced without the paramedics on site. So this off-duty paramedic heard the call come in. Apparently he had his radio, his work radio with him, and freaking heard the call come over the radio for the location, and he was pretty damn close to where it happened at, pretty close to the track. Ended up driving to the track and freaking they intubated him and all kinds of shit on the track, and he ended up being freaking life flighted out. He was in a coma for months, and now to this day he's got like the mental capacity of a 12-year-old, which sucks because the kid was doing great for himself. He had just turned 17 when all this happened. He was doing really good. He had a good job working for one of their local motorcycle shops. He had just got turned pro, had all the sponsorships lined up, had everything going. He would have been, you would have saw him racing, Supercross, but that accident freaking ruined his life. He should have sued, but his dad was too much of an idiot to sue the track. I mean, they could have, they AMA and everybody could have got involved in that because they should not have been holding those races. Yeah, it sucks, man. It's sad. I mean, he's doing good for himself now. He's still a little bit, like I said, he's got the brain power of a 12-year-old. He's able to live on his own and stuff now, but he's definitely not, he's not all there. Yeah, the statute of limitations is well run out on that, but, I mean, the fact that even our desert racing, right? Even though, hey, smallwater, welcome in. Even down in the desert for our desert races, like we cannot start a race in the desert if there's no medical on site. They'll be over at the freaking pit stop or the pits, but you know the our normal race course is like 25 miles long, and you're not getting an ambulance out on the race course. Just no freaking way. You're in the middle of the goddamn desert. You're not driving an ambulance out there. But the medics had to be on site for us to even start a race. We couldn't even do a riders meeting before the race unless there was medics on site. So for them to hold a race at a track with no medics on site was just brutal. And where'd everybody go? We only got 4 people chilling now. Everybody bailed out. I know Cindy's live, Arizona's live. I'm not sure who else is live, so everybody's probably over there hanging out with them. I haven't seen Josie at all today either. Usually Josie's here, but it's all good. I think we're gonna give this another few minutes and then kill it anyway. I gotta go ready to go to bed so I can go hopefully shoot a deer tomorrow. Yeah, you're right. It's not worth it in the end because A, you got to pay your lawyers. B, it's a hard, hard, hard lawsuit to win. And even if you do win, you don't get. What do you get out of it? A little bit of money. Not enough to freaking make up for the problems caused by the medical malpractice. You know, so what? You get your hospital bills paid, and you know, you pay off some of your bills. That's about it. It's not like you're gonna go sue the freaking hospital or the doctor or the racetrack or any of that and freaking become a multi-millionaire and not never have to work again. I mean, there's the major extreme cases where that will happen, but at that point, you're probably pretty fucked up for life anyway. So it's, what's $1 million going to do for you when you're stuck in a wheelchair? Nothing. So, he actually walked out of the hospital after that accident. Well, wheeled out of the hospital um, with no medical bills. Um, Somebody started a freaking. It wasn't even a GoFundMe. It was, somebody started raising money for him, and ended up all of his. By the time all of his treatment was done, it was all paid for. So he got lucky on that. Insurance paid. What insurance paid, but insurance isn't going to cover. When you're in a coma for 4 months, insurance only pays so much after a certain amount. Some of your insurance won't even pay for like half of your stuff. But this happened 20, probably close to 22, 23 years ago now, and he's still got lingering effects. The brain damage alone. Um, he whacked his head good. Like they had to. I don't know if you guys have ever seen people that have like massive head trauma. Well, they actually got to remove part of your skull so that your brain can properly swell. But you know, he'll always have issues after that. But he's still uh, he's still able to function, hold a job. Um, you know, he'll never be the CEO of freaking Honda or Yamaha, but he'll be able to work for Yamaha or Honda and be okay. But it's all good. Shit happens. Life goes on, right? It's all about how you freaking pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep on keeping on that matters. Focus on what happened, and you just end up freaking dwelling on it. Next thing you know, it's freaking you don't even want to live life. Hell, if I freaking dwelled on every bad thing that's ever happened, I probably would have ate a bullet 20 years ago. But you got to use it as a learning experience. Like, oh, I did this and this is the result. Well, I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to cry about it. You might cry while your freaking leg bone is sticking through your skin, but that's about it. Yeah, yeah. Life doesn't stand still. Hell, if you don't keep moving, life's gonna pass you by. Do you guys remember the band Blind Melon? They had like one good song out back in the day. Um, Back when MTV still showed like music video. Um, there's a line from one of their songs, one of their lyrics. And I don't remember the name of the song, but it was not the one that was all over MTV and the radio and all that shit back in the day. But it said you got to keep on dreaming because once you stop dreaming, it's time to die. And I swear to God, that's like one of the best lyrics I've ever heard. One of the most true things ever. Your friend's dad, try that. Are you eating a bullet? Yeah, if you don't do it right, you just fuck yourself up worse. Yeah, they're definitely a one-hit wonder. It was I don't remember the name of the song. It was like their one hit, but it was like their video was that weird little fat girl that dressed up like a freaking bumblebee all through the video. Little like she was probably like 12, 13. But anyway, guys, I'm debating on tomorrow where I should go for deer. Um, there's one spot I can go where I don't need to carry the Starlink in there. I get pretty good cell service there. Or there's another spot that I want to go that I have to carry the Starlink in. Um, I'm gonna hit both of those spots in the next 2 days. It's just a matter of which one should I hit first. The problem is that I know there was a controlled burn. Forestry did a controlled burn right in that area the end of the week. So I don't know how that's going to affect those deer in that area. I know it's going to blow them out of that immediate spot where they did the burn, but I don't know how far it would have pushed them out of the area. All of the research I've done says it'll push them anywhere from 1 to 5 miles out. But it's all contingent on all kinds of environmental factors. So I'm kind of wondering if which spot to hit tomorrow morning. Because I got to hit one of them. I only got like 10 days left of deer season. So, because tomorrow's what, the 21st, right? Deer season ends on the 31st at sunset. So, I got 10 days left to put a deer in the freezer. And if I don't put a deer in the freezer in the next 10 days, that means I can't cut my hair until sometime next deer season. Because at the end of last deer season, um, I had like 2 weeks left of deer season. And I made myself a promise that I wouldn't cut my hair or my beard until I filled the freezer with a deer. And I ended up not getting one at the end of last season. And I haven't got one yet this season. So I'm not going to break a promise to myself, even though I want to shave my head back down to freaking damn near bald so bad. But I'm not going to do it until I freaking get that deer. You remember that video? Yeah. I can't remember the name of the song though. When it's over 65. Yeah. I had hair freaking almost down to my ass back in the day. But it was a pain in the ass to manage and deal with when I was racing all the time. Come home from a desert race, it didn't matter if I braided it, if I could put it in ponytails, whatever. It fucking came home with dreadlocks. So I ended up shaving it. And now it's at the point where it's like, I want to shave it again, but I got to get a freaking deer. Pretty much, dude. Pretty much. By next season, I'm going to look like a freaking polar bear. Freaking long ass hair will be tripping over my hair in the deer woods by the way it's going. Hopefully, though, tomorrow's the last. It's like bittersweet. Like, hopefully, tomorrow's the last day of deer season for me because I fill my tag. But then again, it's like part of me really wants to be able to get out there until the very last day. But at the same point, like deer season never ends, man. Um, yeah. Well, MMA, man, it's freaking your hair could be used against you. Look at freaking Clay Guida, dude. He'd start out with his hair pulled back and freaking halfway through the first round, it's fucking be in his eyes and he'd get cracked because he couldn't see it coming. Man, I was so glad to see fucking Jake Paul get his ass just handed to him last night. Straight up got his jaw broken, dude. Like, I don't care if you're fighting MMA or boxing, dude. It's rare to have your jaw broken. Yeah. I looked it up, and it's like there was like 10 or 12 fights where somebody got their jaw broken in boxing. Believe it or not, Muhammad Ali was one of them. But Jake Paul ran his mouth. Now his mouth is wired shut. Yeah, you get your hair stuck in your face while you're hitting a jump or whatever. Yeah, yeah. Go blind in midair. Never broke your jaw, but it's a little crunchy, right? Right. I've never, it's funny, in all the fights that I've ever had in my life, I've never once been knocked out or stumbled. Um, Dude I grew up with, um, he was my older brother's friend. Um, Dude was a Golden Gloves boxer back in the day, and him and I got into it one night. And that dude hit me. I've never been hit in my life the way as hard as that dude hit me. I just stood there and took it. And he looked at me like, oh, fuck. And I cracked him in his jaw, and he actually went down. And he's like, dude, that's the first time, after the fight. It's like, that's the first time somebody's ever put me down. I kind of felt proud about that, man. He was like 4 years older than me. He was my older brother's friend. And he weighed like 320, 340 at the time. I was a little freaking sophomore in high school. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Some people, you just cannot ring that bell, man, no matter how hard you try. Yeah. You got some of these guys out there that like, you can hit them with a freaking 2x4 and they don't stumble. Yeah, that doesn't count. Getting hit by a chair is not like getting hit by a fist. You got hit with a tire iron, dude. That had to hurt. Well, it probably didn't hurt at the time because after the first whack, you don't know it. You don't know it. But I've never like, I don't know, like I've always had a freaking solid chin, man. The last time I got in a fight, dude cracked me and he hit me fucking hard, and I just stood there. And my buddy looks over. My buddy was standing right there when it all happened. Dude cold cocked me, and my buddy looks at him and he goes, "Dude, you better run." And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck your fucking buddy up and this and that." And he's like, "No, bro." He's like, "You better fucking run." I ended up mopping the fucking floor with that dude. He got one good, clean, solid. I mean, my hands were in my pocket, and that dude freaking hit me with everything he had, and I just stood there looking at him. And my buddies were like, "Oh, dude, you pissed him off. That was the wrong thing to do. You pissed him off." Because when I start throwing hands, I'm not gonna stop until you pull me off. And apparently, like, took like 3 or 4 people to pull me off that guy. A lot of the, you know what, dude, a lot of the freaking guys bailed out of California and went to the East Coast. A lot of the motocross guys. Yeah, Jake Paul got his jaw broken in 2 spots, which is freaking hilarious because the dude runs his mouth. And Jake Paul's, I think Tyson Fury is the first one that beat him. Um, but I think it was Tyson Fury. But who's Jake Paul fought? You know, Mike Tyson at 60 years old. Come on, man. Um, hell, I'd fight Tyson right now just for the payout. I don't think I'd run a punch Mike Tyson because he'd probably kill me. He'd be the first one to knock me out. But everybody that Jake Paul has fought has been come out of retirement about 20 years later to fight the kid. So oh, that sucks, dude. I've only woken up in the hospital once, and that was my own stupid fault. But the way I look at it is nobody's gonna ever freaking do anything worse to me than I've done to myself. You want to hit me with a 2x4? I've already done it myself. You want to put me into a wall? I've done it myself. All right, let's see where this timer is at on this thing. Oh, it ended. All right. All right, guys. I'm gonna jump out of here. I'm gonna Tyson Fury wants Joshua. That'd be a great fight. It'd be a great fight. I think friggin' who was it he was trying to call out? Wasn't it like Cornell? Was it Canelo? I think it was Canelo that Joe Paul wanted to call out. And Canelo was like, "No, I'll kill him," which he was right. He would have killed him. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna call it. I gotta go eat some food. It's like 7 o'clock, so I got an hour before I gotta be asleep, so I can wake up at 3 to go out to the deer woods and hopefully end my deer season and put some deer in the freezer. So hey, show flies, welcome in. We're just bailing out. I gotta get out of here and go get ready for waking up at 3 in the morning to go out to the deer woods. So anyway, guys, appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning from the deer woods. So um, hey, sink or swim. Thanks for the subscription, and we'll see you guys bright ass early in the morning from the deer woods. Peace.